Sorry about the delay. Wow, that took forever. Wow, he's finally ready to play some Vampire Survivors. It's good. I'm excited. Tonight, Vampire Survivors with some of my friends from the nuclear academia industry, among other things. I'll let them introduce themselves as they arrive. No Jillian, but, you know, Jillian's been around already. Let's get some new talent, some new faces, some new voices in the call. Anyway, I'm going to be undeafening in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello! Oh,
Howdy.
how are you? Who are you? What are you doing here?
I did not just appear out of the void, I promise.
I just snapped
my
my
name's
fingers
Nathan.
and summoned you.
I mean, you can if you want to. And here I am.
And who are
No,
you? People want to know.
so my name is Nathan. I'm a grad student. I think Peter mentioned in the announcement.
You're good. The announcement, yeah.
Voltage mentioned the announcement mentioned that there would be some. I'm so sorry. I really was focusing on.
You're good.
Voltage mentioned the announcement for this stream that it would be some nuki people, some nuclear people from across the country, and that is me. I am one of those folks. I'm currently working on my master's degree in nuclear engineering at the University of Illinois.
That rules.
I live in the cornfields, and
And you'll die in the cornfields too, right?
I'll die in the cornfields. There's a song. So Urbana-Champaign, in Champaign, Illinois, there's a song. Are you familiar with this?
No, please enlighten me.
No? Okay. I forget the name of the song. It might just be Champaign, Illinois. I could be wrong. But one of the like chorus of the song is, if you can't go to heaven, go down to Champaign, Illinois. Or no, wait, that's not right. 1 second.
All good. I am going to kick off the first round of Vampire Survivors. I don't know, how familiar, Nathan, are you with this game?
Not at all.
Okay,
I'll
so
be
the
honest.
gist of it is you pick one of these characters. I've unlocked a few of them, and the idea is you just sort of, they automatically attack, and the idea is that you have to just survive. The whole point is to, in fact, survive for as long as possible. So I am going to...
Okay.
Yeah, and so I have some stages I've unlocked, but I'm going to start with Mad Forest just to remind myself how to play.
Okay.
And
Cool,
I
cool,
need
cool.
to pause this so I realize I don't have any music playing. I'm going to get some like jungle beats going just for my own listening. Love.
Ooh. Yeah.
PlayStation. And
Jungle
so
Beat.
jungle, like it's the craziest freaking music genre, but it like kind of works really well. I kind of love it. It's just like it's ambient, like not quite drum and bass, but it's like calm, you know? I'll link it in the stream chat call here so you can hear what it kind of sounds like. It's actually really fun study music, I find.
Okay. You know, the last time I was in Chicago, I stayed in a brothel, or not a brothel. What's the word? No, it's not a brothel. I always say that though. What is the other place? A hostel.
That's
That's
the one.
Yeah. I was staying in a hostel, and there were only two of us in the room at the time, and this other guy who's from somewhere in the UK, and we just hit it off, and we were talking about music and all kinds of stuff. And he like gave me a very intense rundown of every kind of like electro, techno, beat, house, R&B, like all that. Not R&B, but
Yeah, like a D&B.
yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So I think in theory I have heard of jungle, but I've never actually listened to it. So I'd be down.
It's kind of like, I really like it for studying because it's like designed to be very, oh yeah, that's right. If you're in chat, press 1, 2, or 3 and you can get to choose what I get. Please pick 2, I swear to God. I'm begging you.
What are we options? We got a magic wand, a whip, and a laurel.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this music for studying because it's generally upbeat. It's kind of just like, it gets me thinking, you know? Like, I guess the best way of saying it is like, I get really in the zone when I listen to it.
Okay.
I
I need some new, like, coding music, so this might be the move.
Yeah, and you feel like you're kind of, you know, technical in that sense too. I listened to something like this when I took my C++ course, and essentially I was but it was like twice as fast and twice as loud. Oh lord, what the fuck? Chat already? Jesus Christmas. This is what crowd control is, by the way. They pick the things and then I have to navigate through them.
Oh.
So like apparently the twin column was just decided, I guess. I don't know. This snake picked B, but okay. Yes, yes. I tell Jillian she can come in. I just can't talk right now because I'm in vampire mode. Hang on.
Oh, wait, you want me to message?
All good.
Okay.
I got it. Yeah, sorry. Should have been clear.
Okay.
Jillian.
Hi!
We're
Hey,
vampire
Jillian.
surviving.
What about what?
We're vampire surviving.
Oh my god, I love surviving these vampires.
And we're doing the... You can vote. You can vote for what I get.
I can vote! I
Yes.
love this. I haven't played this game in a while. I should probably get back to it. Did you see they're doing couch co-op?
I did. I kind of love that.
I do too. I think it'll be so much fun. It's gonna be great. Happy release day for Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life.
Oh my God,
You're
that's
celebrating. I ordered it from Amazon, so mine isn't coming until tomorrow, and I'm really sad.
Gotcha.
Major.
But it's really sad.
Can you
But
believe this?
yeah.
Nathan hasn't played this game, hasn't seen this game. Jillian, you should...
I feel like it's
should-
not like
you should-
indie, but smaller. You
It
know?
is small.
Yeah.
Voltage,
very
can I
fun-
tell you something upsetting?
Please,
Well, it's not upsetting to me, it's gonna upset you.
upset me,
Uh,
please.
Growing up, we were not allowed to watch TV, play video games, watch movies,
Oh
do
my
any of that
God.
stuff.
Really?
Well, not even watch
Yeah.
movies.
Not at all?
No.
You just have to use your own imagination in your mind.
Yes.
That sounds like awful.
You had to be creative?
Also, oh my god. So my dad called me today and
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, so Pastor Emily says I might have autism.
What?
Out of the blue.
Wait, what?
My dad coming home from the hospital goes, yeah, somebody said I might have autism.
Pastor
I'm like-
Emily.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, Dad, I think we all have a touch of the tism in us.
Dad, what the heck? Oh, where did this come from, Dad?
I wish I knew my father's mind. But anyways, I just thought that was not related at all. But for some reason, like being alone with your thoughts made me think of autism.
Being alone with your thoughts. Nathan's upbringing made you think about autism? Jillian.
Well, okay, it made me think of ADHD, would then make me think of autism. So, anyways, I think I have undiagnosed ADHD and autism.
Welcome to the club.
Apparently, you gotta go talk to Pastor Emily.
But yeah, you know, it's been a freaking day. Anyways,
Freaking day.
it's been a freaking day, man.
Nathan, I want to know more about like what you did then, like as a kid in particular. Were you just like outside doing stuff?
How dare you?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty much the whole time. Like we had, so I grew up next to my cousins. So there were like 6 of us, and we're all like, a year
Okay.
apart.
Yeah.
And so we had a garden that all 6 of us maintained. We had like forts that we'd build outside. We would make weapons. We did all kinds of stuff.
We'd make weapons. Oh,
That's so
that
nice.
sounds
Why
like
don't
so idyllic.
like, why can't we do this like now as adults? Like, I want to live on a commune with a bunch of my friends. And like,
Cops! What
oh
the
my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, Vultures is dead. Yeah, I was gonna say this is devil to die. Like no, but like seriously, I want to live in like a commune with my friends, and we all like have a garden, and then Nathan can, you know, cook for
Make more-
us, and we're just.
You want a garden maintained by Nathan?
No, we all maintain the garden, and then we make stuff from our garden. Like we make food and like meals.
I'm down.
And
You know who we
Nathan's a
have to get?
fantabulous
Who
cook
do we need to get?
and baker.
We have to get Kitty Muma. She
You're
already
so
knows
right.
how to be a blacksmith.
Katie
Oh
can just
Oh
make
my
the
god, we could really self-sustain ourselves with our nuclear commune.
nuclear
I already have a
commune
bunch of
powered
my
by an
friends from
SMR.
undergrad like totally into this.
Look, the old conservative nuclear fans would hate us, but, you know, this is the best way to promote nuclear with the young people.
We have our own micro reactor, and that's how we like.
Micro-reactor commune. It's perfect. I see no flaws with this.
I really am into this idea. The next student conference is just us creating our commune.
You want to come live, like, in this little small town called Los Alamos? We have our own commune and everything.
We have to like it's like instead of oh my god.
Also, chat, let me know if the music is too loud or people are too quiet.
Are you streaming the music from Vampire Survivors or something else?
I'm streaming it from just like a jungle playlist on YouTube. Okay, those are. Anyway, that sounds like a lovely time. That's like what the plot of Oppenheimer's about, actually.
Have you guys ever heard of...
And then Barbie's about the making of the atomic bomb. Oh, sorry.
No, you're so good. I was gonna say, have you guys ever heard of the Tenacious Unicorn Ranch?
The what?
The Tenacious Unicorn Ranch out in Colorado.
I've not. No. What is that like?
Okay, so basically what you're describing, there was a bunch of queer and trans people in Colorado.
Okay.
Who, like, right before the pandemic, they were like, well, the history of, like, people ranching is very queer. Yeah. They're, like, social outcasts, people of color, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And so, like, our like, image of the cowboys isn't, like, very historically accurate, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm here. So,
like right before the queer-coded cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
I love this. Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Exactly. Tomorrow is the anniversary, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I love
that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. But so, like, right before COVID, I think it's llamas. There were, like, a whole bunch of them that they were just abandoned because people in Colorado the generation of, like, llama farmers was, like, dying off.
Okay.
I think it's llamas.
This is starting to... Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was no one to take care of them. And so this, like, little commune started to form of trans people and queer people. And then during COVID, they, like, moved to a new place. And I forget what podcast I was listening to. Maybe they mentioned it on NPR, maybe, I don't know. But apparently during the pandemic, they were, like, attacked. Like, some of the locals were, like, trying to infiltrate their camp, and they were just trying to vibe and, like, raise their llamas in peace.
Yeah.
And so it became this, like, weird kind of story about, like, defense rights, and because, you know, normally it's like there's very one picture of it that's put out, but it's very different story. But these queer people were just like, let us be alone and vibe and raise our animals.
I love that.
Doing anything?
I would love to have, like, I don't think I'd want a farm per se, but I would love to, like, have, like, 2 farm animals. Like, I think I could see myself, like, raising like chickens. Maybe chickens, maybe not goats.
Yeah.
I want, like, because I love eggs. And eggs are so versatile. And why have they been prepping my pizza for, like, 20 minutes?
Eggs are prepping your pizza?
Yes.
Holy shit. Snake has said, I will pick the best upgrade and the worst field effect. Do your best.
Ooh, I love that.
That's actually not a bad call. Kind of a fan.
Slay. If you could just have those days that just...
Yes.
Ugh.
I feel.
Slay.
Whatever you're about to say, yes.
God, it's just been a weird day. Let me tell you this. But I've
days.
got my glass of wine with my frozen blueberries in it, and I'm... Okay, also, I wanted to come on here for one reason, and that's to talk about Vanderpump Rules. So I heard all the drama about the Tom scandal, and, like, dude, okay, I love a man with a mustache. I have an ungodly crush on Tom Selleck, and my pizza's in the oven. But, like, so, I love a man with a mustache, but, like, Tom Sapinall does not have a cute mustache look. He looks like a creeper. I don't like it. And, like, so, like, I don't know why, but I have to have something going on at all times because of my undiagnosed ADHD. Right. So I work from home. So I was like, well, okay, I'm just going to start something that I don't have to pay attention to, that I can just have on in the background. So I decided now is a great time to start, Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
So I just got done with the first season, and like it is insane. And I grew up watching like Big Brother was like a reality show of choice.
Wasn't like
so
Ovi someone you knew?
What? Yeah. So I went to Tennessee for my undergrad, and he was the president of our student government my senior year. But freshman year, I was friends with some people on the rowing team, and he was also on the rowing team. So we've only met like once, and we hung out like once. So like saying I know him is like very, but I do know of him.
Before.
Yeah, like once, the people, the 500 people that you meet when you're a freshman in, college.
Yeah.
But
like
anyways,
you never talk with ever again.
Yeah. So I'm like currently in this season, and where there's like obviously a lot of drama, and everybody's sleeping with everybody else, and like, but the part is like there was a bartender and a waitress, and they were dating. Mm-hmm. But essentially this other guy who wanted to get with the girl basically said, oh hey, by the way, your boyfriend knocked up a stripper 2 months ago. And like, yeah. And so she's obviously very pissed and was like, bye boy, and then ends up dating that bartender who told her. But then they were like, actually JK, that was a lie. That actually never happened. I did knock up a stripper, but that was like many years before I started dating you.
Yeah.
So now he's like trying to get her back, and like there's so much drama with that. And then another girl who was a server ended up like dating this guy, or like fucking this guy who was married to one of the other girls who's a friend of Lisa Vanderpump. And so now that she can't work together, and then the guy that was the bartender who was trying to like go with Stassi, the other girl who was like
Schroeder?
knocked up the stripper. Yes. So knocked up the stripper. Like he starts dating another server at
Lisa
starts dating
Vanderpump's
another
special restaurant business.
It's like special something, sexy unique restaurant is what it's called, sir.
Sexy unique restaurants.
Yeah, that's literally what it's called. It's fucking hilarious. And so like, and I'm almost over season 1, and I haven't even gotten to the like drama that is going on right now. But I never really watched like Real Housewives or anything. My foray into like trashy reality TV was Toddlers and Tiaras. But
Darling, what?
So anyways, but yeah, so now like he started dating another girl from the bar who like basically went to this AA meeting, and she was like, I started alcohol when I was 12, and then I got addicted to meth. And I was like, that came out of left field. We never heard anything about your meth addiction. So I just like, it was an interesting time. And I'm like trying to deal with this like while working on like consent-based sighting stuff. And I was like, okay, like this is it.
Oh no.
Oh my god. It was like, I was like, this is great drama.
Do you feel like you got any inspiration for this report that you're working on?
I did. I was like, you know what would be, I was like, oh, actually, like they were like, what are like some good like small exposures we can talk about? And so I was like, oh, exposure to, I don't know, the sun, because I live in LA.
Diablo Canyon.
Yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people about Yucca Mountain, so that's been fun.
I bet you're having a field day about that.
More like, well, I've been like, I don't know. Well, Yucca it's like a lot of like interim consent-based sighting.
Am I right?
It's more like interim consent, like, cause like I'm developing, like, so everyone's like obviously on board with the idea, but the yeah,
they've all
I'm just kind of developing more or less like resources to use. I'm working on really cool stuff this summer. I'm really excited. But,
yeah. Okay, we get it. You're cool.
I'm very cool.
Oh, look at that. Oh, good stuff. Oh my
Jillian, are you working with NRC or something? Or?
Yeah, I'm working at National Lab. I'm not going to say which one because this is public.
We're not
but yeah, I'm working at National Lab.
Home base.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to say like a school or anything.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm a virtual intern with one of the national labs up in
that space. We don't talk about how Jillian literally lives in the Yukon. Like
I did. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
Happy Prime. I'm actually on that unicorn. That's what I. You know what? Honestly, I think I would like. I like the idea of farming, but the actual like thought of farming. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. Like, I have houseplants. Like, I have so many houseplants that I love. And I, like, thought about, like, putting tomatoes. Because I have a really nice, like, little outdoor area. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get some raised beds and, like, get some tomatoes for the summer and chives and everything.
Yeah.
But, I'm afraid of death. And I think that's...
I mean, aren't
like,
we all? But, like,
right,
also...
I'm going to kill it. But, like, you know, what is life without a little bit of risk and a little bit of sadness? You know, it's like... I can't go out my whole life without. Oh, you got the good one. I love this song that plays. But, you know, what is life without like that risk of death? And like, if life wasn't risky, then it wouldn't be worth living.
So true.
So I should go and kill a bunch of tomato plants. That's what I'm trying to
Life
tell
is worth taking risks. That's why I'm going to commit genocide.
Showing my journey as I kill a bunch of houseplants.
Hey TikTok.
No,
today,
I'm
welcome
like
to my home
notoriously.
garden. I've murdered yet another tomato.
Anyways, that's
But
my
what kind-
goal. I
if you-
still haven't. What?
If you were to get
Sorry.
tomatoes, though, what kind would you go for?
The basic ass tomatoes. I don't know. I'm so bad. My mom always like she was like the gardener. And I'm from the South, so like again, like I remember summers were like tomato sandwiches and you get Duke's mayonnaise on fucking white bread. You put salt and pepper on the tomato. Oh my god, that is the best summer snack. I love tomatoes. Not as much as I love eggs, but I do love
Do
tomatoes.
you like caprese?
I love caprese.
Caprese.
Fresh basil. Oh my god. Yeah, my mom would like grow basil and like tomatoes and everything and like peppers and stuff. So like we always like that was like our summer and we'd go outside. You ever had like sun tea? My mom also made a lot of sun tea.
You would love my like indoor herb garden because it's mostly basil.
I love that. I have seeds of chives and my library has like a little seed garden, like seed library, and so I keep meaning to go, but I've never really grown stuff from seeds. So I'm like a little nervous for that too. It's like none of my seeds like actually germinate and go. But
Nathan, do you have any tips for keeping an herb garden? Because I've also been interested in like actually attempting this thing called life. And like I feel like I want to know more, and I know like nothing because my brain is like terminally online and only thinking about video games and nuclear.
I am maybe not the best person to give advice. Like, of the 6 of my cousins, I was the one that was like, you're allowed to help, but you're supervised.
Oh my god, dragons, what are those?
are they going for you? Oh no, they're not.
Okay, sorry. I was afraid.
They're really pretty purple, though.
I am.
But so like the herb garden I have now, it's so easy to take care of. I mean, most of them are like weeds. People forget that. Like mint is a literal weed. It just happens to taste spicy and fun.
420 plays it.
Mint weed.
But so like I don't know. I have a hydroponic one, and it's got its own little light, and it's on a timer, and it just goes. And I can leave for a week, and I can come back.
That's what I think I need. Is like I need to get those bulbs of those little water bulbs that will like just water your plant automatically.
Jillian just needs a machine to maintain life, and she maintains the machine. So therefore, by
Are you not the
machine?
machine? I am a machine that maintains.
This is the only way that Jillian can like manage life. She has the
Oh, my Alex began quality checking my order. Hell yeah. If they give me ranch instead of my Caesar dressing, I will scream. They did that last time. I got a salad and I got a Caesar salad and they gave me ranch. And I didn't want ranch.
What did you want? Not ranch?
Caesar dressing!
What is the difference?
Caesar is like, it's anchovy based. It's like Caesar, what is Caesar dressing?
That's gross. Hold up, I never knew that. That is gross.
It's with lemon juice, olive oil, egg, Worcestershire sauce, anchovies, garlic, Dijon mustard, Parmesan cheese, and black pepper.
That's gross.
It's delicious.
No, that's horrendous.
You're horrendous.
You're crazy.
Have you had Caesar dressing?
Yeah, but I didn't like it, and I was like, why do I not like this?
Do you not like fish?
I don't like anchovies.
Oh, well that's probably
And
why
I
you
don't
didn't like
olives.
it. I don't like olives either.
And why do you eat them?
I didn't, what?
You eat them in fucking the
I don't
salad
eat
dressing.
fucking. No, there's no olives in the salad
You
dressing.
just said there was
oil.
olive.
Olive oil.
Oh, olive
Olive
oil,
oil,
never
baby.
Mind. Sorry, I'm too busy trying to survive, in the hit game Vampire
The
Survivors.
vampires.
This is part of the chorus in case you were wondering, Nathan.
It is.
One time Jillian came on stream explicitly to ask me if she was being creepy, and she was.
What time?
The time you said that you stalked people on their Snap Maps.
Oh my god, do you not stalk people on your Snap Maps? Sometimes I'm wondering if my friend's at home, and so I look at the Snap Map. I'm not like randomly on a Sunday being like, where did so-and-so go now?
But you also know their work schedules.
Well, a lot of my friends are students, so okay, my friend graciously made me a tiramisu for my birthday,
Oh, that
right?
rules. I want
And
that for my birthday.
I love tiramisu. It's one of my favorite.
I love
Like
tiramisu
he fully he made the lady fingers from scratch. Like
Holy
everything was
shit.
made from scratch. It was very delicious. But I ended up finishing the tiramisu, and he brought it in a glass Tupperware container.
Mhm.
So I wanted to return the Tupperware container to my friend. But I didn't know if he was in town or not, so I decided to go on Snap Maps and see if he was in town. And he's not. So then I just saved to myself an embarrassing text message to my friend just asking where he is, because I already know he is out of town.
Jillian, my friend, I understand what you're saying, and I agree that is not creepy, but the way that you phrased it when you told me about it made it sound like you were trying to just indiscriminately learn people's work schedules, especially the work schedules of the boys you were dating. You have done that,
A
though.
little
You
bit.
have. Right? I'm not...
I mean, in the
Crazy.
past. I'm not creepy!
Jillian's changed.
I really haven't, but that's okay.
Ooh, Hellfire. Evolved Fire Wand.
Oh, I didn't even know. I don't think I have that. That's really cool.
Oh,
I will
nice.
say, Jillian,
Oh,
to
cool.
support your point. I have my roommates on Snap Maps, and sometimes it's just nice to know if they're home or not.
See, sometimes I have a friend and she shared her location with me. So sometimes I'm like, oh hey, do you want to hang out? And then I can just look and I'm like, oh, she's at another friend's place. So, or she doesn't have an exact work schedule because she used to work at a coffee shop.
Right.
So then I knew, I was like, oh, she's at work right now.
Mhm.
Instead of sending the map when she couldn't reply back to me.
Okay.
Oh, the sharing your location has saved me so many times, especially freshman year when everyone was going to the frats and then
Yeah.
they would get lost. We were 1 week into classes, maybe my freshman year, and I get a text, or I get a very drunken phone call at 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And my
favorite
friend just said to me, "Where am I?" And I was like, "Man,
Bitch, I don't
I
know.
have no idea where you are."
Bitch, do I look like I know where you are?
I was like, "We parted ways 4 hours ago. I could not tell you."
Not
If I
even a
tried.
where are you, it's a where am I?
Yes.
What a question.
Yeah. It turns out she was a block away from her dorm and just didn't recognize it because she was on the other side of the building that
Oh.
she
Oh
normally
my
went
god,
to.
me. God, I feel attacked.
That's like a Jillian story in a nutshell.
That is a Julian story. I'm so bad with directions. I have no such directional I'm so bad.
You have no
there's
directional awareness.
not really, which is funny because I was in marching band and you
does that
have to
make
use your
anything to do
peripheral.
with directional
You have to
marching?
use your peripheral vision. Well, I guess that wasn't really similar, but I thought it was similar.
What?
If you look far enough to the side, a little compass appears. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, don't you all have the HUD too?
Why have they been quality checking my goddamn pizza for 10 minutes?
Would you rather have an
It's
unquality
Domino.
pizza, Jillian?
It's gonna be cold by the time it comes. I'm so
I mean, you could just put it in the friggin' microwave at that point. No, literally, all you'd have to do is turn on your oven to 400 degrees, put your pizza in for a minute.
Why is it called an oven when you put the food in?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There's a joke there.
I'm getting there. Just give me 2 seconds.
Because, Jillian, you know, if you oven out, you eat in the hot food, but if you cold food in cold, then you of out of in, you know? And that's why they do the food in the cold oven.
So true, bestie.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
I speak with confidence. Usually people believe me.
Me and my graduate school career.
This is literally how I've made it through my entire academic, like, advancement into a society. I just speak with confidence and pretend like I belong. And you know what?
That's like, actually, it works out like 70% of the time.
It's scary.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you say anything confident enough, people are just gonna start to believe you. Oh, get the chest!
I'm working on it. I gotta go in a way where I can, like,
You can avoid everything?
Yeah. Do you know how to spell the word maneuver?
No.
For fuck's sake. What is going on here?
Oh my god. Alright. Oh, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Thanks, Jarbuckle. Maneuver. Like, I can never spell maneuver right. That is, like, the one word I cannot spell.
I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, that doesn't look right. I'm actually very bad with spelling.
It's maneuver.
I'm like, I don't know why,
This
but like
sucks.
also when I was younger, I also had much difficulty putting things in alphabetical order.
That's fair. The
like, I always-
alphabet's
Oh. It is hot in this house.
Nathan, what's a word you can't spell?
Most of them. I relate a lot to Julian.
What's my name? Shut up. Wait, did I ever tell you about my so I got a physics minor my senior year. Did I ever tell you about and like I hung around with a bunch of the physics guys? Did I ever tell you about the nickname they gave me?
What did they give you?
No.
Gildo.
Come on.
That sounds right.
That's really?
They used to call me Gildo. Yeah.
Alphabetical order is just a thing humans made up if you think about it. So true. You ever think they made up that alphabet just so that in the year 2018, Jillian could be called Gildo.
Wow, Alec, like, from birth to death, Alec was there for my pizza and my salad.
Oh my god.
Slay Alec.
S-L-A-E, slay.
S-L-A-E.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the new hot thing.
Speaking of spelling.
It's the new hot thing, like H-A-U-T-E, hot.
Hut.
Hot.
Actually,
Speaking of, Aaron has
H-A-W-T.
redeemed an AMA. What's your question, Aaron? When you get it. Aaron is on AMA duty because I haven't picked enough, like... I haven't updated my point rewards, so, like, I just have a ton of ones that are super cheap. In that sense. Basic question time. How did each of you get involved in nuclear? Nathan, why don't you start since you're new in the call?
Yeah,
And Aaron
sure.
almost typed Juclear.
Hey, we've got Julian, we've got Juclear, we've got... Okay,
Everything
good.
is
Everything is...
It's June.
Okay, I will answer the question, but one of my favorite... a slight segue. One of my favorite things, one of my friends, when she gets drunk, she just starts putting B's at the start of words. And so
Yes.
she'll speak in
Oh my God.
sentences that just start with the letter B. And it is one of my favorite things.
I love that. That is a wonderful friend.
Truly, like anytime I want to cackle, that's how we get there. But to answer the question, how did I get involved in nuclear?
Mm-hmm.
I did my undergrad in physics, and because in high school I had really good physics teacher, who was very engaging, and so I was like, oh, this is a thing I could see myself doing. And then I was on campus for a week, and we had this thing called the Engineering Quad Day, where like all the engineering student groups come out and they're like advertising themselves and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like walking around, and I like had heard of nuclear science. I'd been to like a nuclear physics camp
Yeah.
before. Had a lot of fun with that, and so I was like, oh, you know, maybe I'll end up doing like nuclear physics. I'll go work at CERN or whatever.
Yeah.
As I think a lot of people can relate to.
They hear
And so
like
I'm walking
that
around.
big recognizable lab name, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds really cool to be at."
Yeah, I mean, and
Not
like on
pizza,
paper, I've
I'll
never
be right
been.
back.
But like on paper, right? Like one of the largest machine built by man. It's like hugely collaborative. Like all this stuff sounds
Yeah.
like really exciting on paper.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea if it is in person, but it just like sounds really
I
cool.
mean, like, I think the accelerator in particular, just the fact that it's huge is just like, you can't appreciate it unless you're like up in an aircraft, you know?
Yeah, totally. But so I'm walking around this quad day with all the engineering people, and the only booth that had 2 queer people at it was the American Nuclear Society one.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That rules.
And they didn't have a pride flag or anything, but like you get like a sense.
Yeah, you can tell.
Right. And so I walked up and I'm like talking to them, blah blah blah. And so the like combined factor of a little bit interested in nuclear and also queer people, because I came from a pretty small high school, and so like I was one of 3 or 4 people who were out at the time, and none of us really like talked to each other, which is sad.
Yeah.
But so college came around, and I was like, all right, I'm taking all the opportunities I can.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like my roundabout way of getting involved.
Sure. That's a cool way to get like involved with it. Because like I know nuclear, a lot of people get into it for like, you know, social justice and like environmental justice means, but like it's cool that, you know, this specific group of people is like why you join nuclear. And I love that. That's super exciting for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I also like environmental justice and all the other stuff, but that's not the reason.
Right.
It would be great if that was the reason.
Right.
But
Like we can
was
claim to be
not
noble
the
to some degree, but we have to be at least honest with ourselves. No, that's super cool.
and our therapists.
That too. Can't lie to everyone. But yeah, no, that's cool. And
Voltage.
Jillian, you got into it because of your dad, right? I think you're here.
I think Jillian's still out with the pizza.
Got it. I got into it because I saw the presentation about medical physics and radiation sciences, and I was like, that's for me.
Son of a bitch.
Because did they give you fucking the dressing you didn't want?
Ranch.
They gave you ranch, didn't they?
I love that Jillian just unmuted just to say that.
Yeah. I saw the radiation sciences and I was like, that's cool. I want to do that because like the other thing was that the power track was like, you're going to be working on the reactors of the future. Like were the exact words. And I'm like, that sounds cool, but it's not what I want to do. I do not want to work on a nuclear reactor for the rest of my life. You know, like regardless of what I'm doing there. Like I'm not a big fan of like the reactor design itself. And that's true. I've held true to that. I don't really do like anything related to reactor design beyond maybe shielding, but like I do much more like detection based work, which is exactly what I said I wanted to do like freshman year of college, which rocked. Plus I had a physics class in high school where we went over like nuclear related topics like radioactive decay and like the basics of
That's
nuclear
awesome.
power, which is like excellent. Holy shit.
That's
They're moving fast.
really cool.
It was like IBM, it was the IB program. So they had
okay.
like electives for specific topics you could take on. Option topics, I think they were called. So we took, my professor, my instructor, my teacher, picked the nuclear science and the relativity options.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I got my start.
Was the presentation was at like a camp you went to?
No, it was like that first semester
Or it was for the
intro
IB.
to engineering,
Oh.
like for all the undecided engineering admits.
Oh, okay.
I think they make every undergraduate engineering student take that course when you go to Wisconsin, just so that like, you know, you can at least judge all your options so that they can say like, yep, it was required, so, you know, I hope you liked the one you picked, or something like that, you know?
Okay.
It was kind of a, you know, they had talks on, like, material science and, like, mechanical engineering and everything, and I was like, these are cool, they're not for me, and then I heard the radiation sciences track, and I was like, that sounds like it's for me. And I went and put in my, my decision, like, 3 days later, or 2 days later.
Oh, wow. That's like
Snake,
a very formative thing, then.
Yeah. And then Snake had I know it's not nuclear engineering, but I'm really enjoying the nuclear side of structural. Snake's working with a company, he's not telling me which one it is, but he's doing, like, structural design, because he was a, Snake, were you civil engineering, I think it was? But, like, he's working with structural design of, reactors, I think, or something nuclear related. He's not giving me the details. It's kind of neat, though. So
Yeah, no, I think the materials is like, you know, we talk about, like sustainability and recycling and all this other stuff, but like the materials are one of the places that like we have a lot of very like present opportunities to like make the whole process more sustainable, right?
Right.
Like it's mostly concrete and metal
Right.
that comes out of a decommissioned reactor.
Right.
Various levels of spiciness, but
Yeah. But we have ways of dealing with that. That's the thing.
yeah.
Nuclear reactor no shaky during million-year quakey. So true, Snake. We value you. You are a valuable member of the nuclear industry. Join ANS. You honestly probably could, is the best part. I don't know how much you would get out of it, Snake, because you don't do any of, like, neutronics or reactor physics stuff, but, like, you know, you're in industry to some effect. I watched a video today on, like, why you shouldn't do a postdoc, because it's just, like, a scam. Like, they basically assessed, like, the salary, which, like, the average postdoc salary is, like, a little over $50,000 a year. Okay. Which, like, you think about it, it's like you're basically doing the same amount of work as you're doing more work than as a grad student, but it's conventionally the same thing, in a sense.
Yeah.
It's just contract work, though, and then you don't have, like, a long-term benefit from it, and if you have any kind of family, like, you do not make enough to save at all. It's just, like, woofda. So, I told Erin, my partner, that if I ever legitimately consider a postdoc, she's allowed to punch me in the face. Like, actually.
That's fair. I know, so, like, was that at universities or, like, at one of the labs? Or?
At universities.
Like, okay.
Or at least, yeah, so, like, basically a contract position post-PhD, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, because, I mean, the labs are also contract, but I know that some of them pay much nicer than that.
Yeah, some labs pay very nicely.
So, but still, yeah, I think the point stands. And there are some that have reputations for just hiring a bunch of postdocs so they have to pay, like, staff salaries.
Right. Which to me is a little interesting. I would like to come out of a PhD with a salary that can support a family, you know? So, that's just my soapbox thing. But
I mean, is that, like, not guaranteed, I feel like, as a PhD?
If you go to a postdoc.
I mean, even postdocs are, like, they're sharing of, like, it's more livable than a grad student salary.
Yeah, but you can't, like, save for, like, big things.
But, like, ultimately, your postdoc's only supposed to last, like, a year at most.
That's true, but, like, by the time I'd be done with the postdoc, I would be 30.
There are a lot more people, bud, that are, like, you know. I mean, honestly, you're supposed to graduate early anyways. You've already passed your qual.
No, I'm graduating in 2026. So that's 5
really?
years. Yeah. I have funding for 5 years. I might as well make the most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Erin has redeemed another AMA.
Ooh.
Hear what she says momentarily.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm curious. What do you think the biggest misconception the general public has about nuclear? That's a great question. I'm gonna think about it for a sec. If Kaylee's here or gets here soon, that's a great question for her too.
possibly be, yeah.
I think she made a TikTok about that recently. Personally, in my opinion, I think one of the biggest ones, just from like a radiation lover standpoint, that radiation is such an intangible thing that people don't understand that like it's everywhere all around us at all times, and in general it's we know how to manage it, and we're exposed to it literally all the time, and we're more or less fine the whole time. You know, it's like a scary invisible thing, in the same way that, like, dare I compare it to an illness, for example.
Yeah.
And I feel like radiation making it visible is something that we as researchers, I as a researcher, can do to spread awareness to the general public that, like, hey, this thing, you know, it might seem scary, but it's actually really well understood, and we know how to manage it. You know, and obviously I'll do the media training in the not so far future to get a better way of doing that, but, you know, it could be very fun. And I think that that's something that a lot of people have a misconception of.
Yeah, I think, yeah, the radiation point is very good. I think one of the things that I was told when I was, like, first learning all this stuff is, like, radiation is pretty scary to people, mostly because you, like, can't see it by yourself. Like, you need a machine to detect a lot of radiation.
Right.
Or a lot of forms of radiation. But that's, like, one of the places where the public comes from. Not that I'm telling you something you don't know, but, like,
right.
This is just, like...
We're telling the public how they feel.
You're afraid
yeah,
of radiation?
all of you guys feel
Get
this
good.
way.
Yeah, this definitely also comes from the point of, like, there hasn't been many nuclear accidents, but the nuclear accidents that have happened have been very, very big and very catastrophic.
Mm-hmm.
And radiation has been kind of media-sized a lot rather than, you know, like coal or wind. Like, you don't have a Hulk that was turned into the Hulk because of, like, wind energy. And, like, you don't have, like, you know, Peter Parker didn't get bit by, like, a heavy metal spider.
Heavy metal.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely, like, a lot of people's already perceptions of nuclear are from the atomic bomb, Chernobyl,
Oppenheimer's gonna be great for public image,
superheroes. Yeah, so, and I mean, we saw a reemergence of a lot of people coming out and being curious about nuclear with Chernobyl, and I think we'll probably see a reemergence of this.
Did you say they
with
came
Oppenheimer,
out and they were, you know, nuclear pride?
I think that also, like, a lot of people, again, are just like that, like, they don't know, you know, or a little bit, it's just not as heavily taught in schools, I believe, especially when you're younger, like, you know, like elementary school level. It's really difficult to be like, this is nuclear, like, this is, like, you know, the atom splits apart, well, it even is an atom. So I like think that probably majority of people that I talk to that have, like, either no opinion or, like, a negative opinion about nuclear. A lot of people just have no opinions about nuclear, to be honest,
right.
too.
They just need to be...
Yeah.
The first thing they hear about nuclear being scary is, like, never good.
Like, we don't have really any positive, like, yeah, well, like, literally, Spider being hit, like, with heavy metals is literally Hobby from the new Spider-Man first movie.
Hobby?
But Hobby Brown, the new Spider-Punk.
Oh, like Spider-Punk. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've only known him as Hobie, because Hobart. Sorry, my bad.
But, yeah, so, I think that if we put out more positive perceptions of nuclear power, maybe we'll see this perception change. But I think we do have a lot of really awesome people on social media right now, like Isabella Bamike and Kaylee, who have really, you know, put a positive light to the nuclear industry. But that's not to say that also the nuclear industry has fucked over so many people. And people don't even know the half of what the nuclear industry has done. And I think what the first point to start painting the nuclear industry in more of a positive light is to go and realize what we've done and start creating relationships and starting to repair those.
Yeah, I definitely
So,
agree.
off.
Pop off. Yeah, Snake says that, like, if a certain nuclear project really kicks off, the nuclear reactor industry is going to get really big. I think I know what you're talking about.
We gotta, like, yeah, I just think that, like, mostly what we're gonna have to do is make it as attractive as renewables are right now. And that's going to come with time and money, which are things that people don't like. So I think I do see the nuclear industry getting into more of a positive light overall, but yeah, you don't really find people that have such negative opinions about wind and solar like they do nuclear.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Excuse me.
I've maxed out all of my episodes, by the way. Sorry, Nathan.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say, I think one of the things, and we've probably all talked about this with each other at one point or another, is like there's not a whole lot of social science that goes on in the industry.
That's
There's
definitely
some,
true.
but there's not like people who are like equipped to like get out and understand the public's opinion.
Yeah, I think we're starting to move to that point though, and which I'm really like, and I mean we have us who are the new generation of nuclear that are starting to become more aware of the social science that are needed behind, you know.
Yeah, just like being able to navigate situations with people outside of nuclear.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
But
how do we talk to educated crowds? How do we talk to less educated crowds? How do we talk to more?
Well, and
crowds?
you know, and like ultimately, well, we're gonna fund this government, and so trying to talk to government officials about this, I think, is also gonna be a really big focal point of, because ultimately, nuclear is a pretty bipartisan topic, which is super awesome. Yeah, and like, you know, especially with the current, like, yeah,
current political climate.
Also,
Jesus Christmas, there are so many of these guys.
My angry outburst earlier was not because they forgot the Caesar dressing to my chicken Caesar salad.
What was it?
It was because they remembered it, but it was because my mom called me while I was wrapping my pizza, and I missed her call, so I called her again, and then she didn't answer, so then I unmuted myself, and then she called me, and I was like, well, damn it. So I had to go mute myself
I feel like
again.
this whole story is just completely different now.
from my pizza. No, Alec is a G. He waved bye to me as he gave me my pizza, and I said I love you, and he goes I know, and then just left, and it was really sad.
You didn't even he didn't even have a boombox playing over his head to call you down for
no,
pizza?
but he did get frozen in carbonite, so. Isn't that the one from Star Wars?
From Star Wars, yeah. I was just being a little.
Man, slide into my DMs. I am a true nerd. Or woman. I like both. Happy Pride Month.
Hell yeah. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah.
Unlike big corporations, I'm not performative.
I actually kiss men.
It's true. Why, I made out with a guy just last week. It was great.
And you could too.
For the low price, so.
For the low price of free. All you have to do is sign your soul away to Satan. And that costs nothing. He even he sells you the pen.
All right, and then completely other side note.
Yeah.
I am unfortunately going on a date with a man on Thursday.
Oh man!
And he just graduated with a geology degree.
In
How many
Pride
rock
Month,
puns?
Jillian?
How many rock puns do you think I can make during? The only reason, well, part of the reason,
Ask him
is
about
because he
Yucca
just
Mountain and
graduated with a geology degree. How many rock puns do you think I can make during this date? My guess is at least 5.
I support all of the rock puns. I think you're gonna break double digits. I think you can.
Really?
I believe in you.
Impressive.
Enlighten me.
We're
Jillian.
gonna go see.
What's a good rock pun you've got? Also, bloody deer.
Ooh,
Oh,
I have some good rock. We discussed heavily about Coming Tonight. Coming Night?
What?
I think it's actually Coming Tonight.
There's a rock called Coming Night?
And it's called Coming Tonight. I shit you not, it's a mineral.
Yeah,
and it's Coming Tonight.
Coming tonight on Voltage VO. Jillian drops at least
Yeah,
5
okay, the
different
rock puns that he hasn't heard.
Coming tonight, that is the
Put it in the
most
chat.
ridiculous name for a rock.
And there's also another rock called Dickite.
I mean, that's the most ridiculous name for a rock, and I've watched Steven Universe.
But
Oh, shit.
so we made a couple jokes about that. It's a lot of don't take your degree for granted, because you just, like I said, you just graduated.
Right.
I like my tacos with a little bit of limestone. That was not as good. I'm on my second glass of wine.
It's by the third one that they start getting really good.
Yeah, 3 times the charm.
That's why I'm like, if you keep buying me drinks, the puns are gonna get better. So there, we got a little bit of a.
You got an incentive, Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Chop, chop.
I told him. Yeah, I was like the risk. Okay, he was wearing a shirt, and it had Yoshi on it, and the wording on it was "Yo shit, it's a dinosaur."
What the hell?
I know, right?
That's like me seeing a bumper sticker that's like, I heart MILFs, man, I love frogs.
Oh, I love those. I thought about getting one. Those shirts. But then I just don't think I have the courage nor the BDE to like wear stupid shirts in public. But I do have a shirt where the demon. Okay, I was a TA and I TA'd the detection class, and so my first coming into the lab on my first day, I wore a shirt and it had like an anime girl fiddling with the demon core on it, and none of the kids got it.
Wait, yeah, you snapped me this.
Yeah, I bought it.
Man,
I wore it. I wore it at the student conference. Oh my god. I don't
That makes me
this
so
bullshit.
depressed.
To be fair, they're like sophomores. So like, I get it, but it was really sad.
Uncultured swine. I am going to embrace my nuclear elitism for only a moment.
I don't think they even learn about the demon core, because
They
I
don't.
taught my kids in radiation protection about it, because we're talking about radiation biology accidents.
Yeah, smart.
I was like, I love radiation biology. My favorite part about nuclear, and this is really bad, is the accidents, because I think they're very interesting. Like, not my favorite part, but I really love learning about it, because A, like, it's like also like people are stupid,
Oh yeah.
and B, we can definitely learn from our accidents and become better. I become a better health physicist, and people become better aware of the risk.
Smarter people.
Because of, I like how it's floor chicken and big coin
Big
bag.
coin bag, yeah. Snake says, oh yeah, isn't the demon core that like stupidly radioactive metal sphere?
Well, actually,
Well, actually, it's not stupidly radioactive, it's actually just very radioactive.
I'm gonna go grab a piece of pizza.
Sounds good. Oh my god, I'm getting destroyed, annihilated, one might even say. I only need to survive for like a... Oh, I was 41 seconds short, I think.
Oh no.
Maybe. Do I have a new thing? Okay, you. Oh, I got Poe and I got Domario. I'm gonna get Poe.
Ooh.
He's got a garlic breath. Oh, I got the next one. Il Molise. Is there a roast chicken? An edifice of science and sorcery where horror was made manifest in the name of progress. It seeks its many artifacts and experiments may lead us to what we seek. Let's do that.
I'm really sad to announce that my pizza is cold.
Put it in the microwave.
No, I just put ranch on my plate.
Get another plate, put it in the microwave, and then it'll be fine.
Now it's making more dishes. Alright,
Use a
bitches.
napkin?
Microwave a napkin.
A napkin? Can you microwave? Yeah, you can microwave napkins.
You could just wipe the ranch off with
Is
a
that
napkin.
like a... Is that how you, Anyways,
Start a
alright. I come in, I caused chaos, and now I leave.
Goodbye, Jillian.
I might come in later if y'all are still streaming, but I'm gonna go play my video game.
Okay, have fun playing that video game that you were going to play.
Thanks for having me. I love nuclear. Bye.
Yeah.
We heart nuclear. Yeah, so imagine now that kind of energy as Jillian and I played through The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance.
Right.
Like every Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun. Jillian told a number of fun Tinder stories and date stories and everything, which was great as I was just like meandering through an empty world trying to figure out what the hell to do.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any like wacky stories that you care to share?
Oh, I have. Okay. I don't know how like what rating we're going for here.
I have the chat set to you have to be at least 18 to be watching. So like, you know,
Okay.
assume you can share basically everything except like outright explicit stuff
Okay.
within reason.
Yeah. Okay.
You're smart.
Yeah. Well, that's after
debatable.
these stories, maybe that's not going to be your opinion. So let's see. I've been in a hoe phase for like 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Minus some time out for the pandemic. That I'm actually kind of personally proud of. I like didn't hook up with people for like a rather long time. Thank you. It was hard.
Yeah. You deserve all the congratulations because I, in the pandemic, was not able to do what you have done.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think part of it was just like it's too much effort to go out and meet people.
That's true.
Like with all the things you had to do. Yeah, I mean, same. And so I mentioned like my upbringing earlier.
Yeah.
Like that is not my natural habitat.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I said this earlier, but like right now I am painting some fish,
Right.
just vibing.
Just vibing. What a grand old time.
Let's see. I think, something that happened the other day. So I had been home, or I got back to school, I don't know, maybe an hour before I got a message that was like, hey, what are you up to, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
From someone I, to be honest, didn't think I would see again because he graduated.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the guy who used to cut my hair.
Mm.
And I bring that up because my payment for getting my hair cut was not monetary.
Oh.
And then he graduated, and I was like, shoot, now I have to like go back to paying for my hair to be cut.
Now I have to go back the normal way to do things. Damn it.
Yeah, I think that people underutilize like their sexuality a lot.
Yeah.
And so this guy, he's like, like I said, I'd been at school for maybe an hour. He hits me up, and is this bad? I don't know. My first thought is, I've been needing a haircut.
I love that. That rules. That's such
Yeah,
like the best way to approach that idea. Oh, that rocks.
It's just, but like the pinnacle of this mentality, and this is something I'm legitimately proud of, is I got a first class seat out of, or like an upgrade to first class out of some shenanigans at an airport once.
No way.
Yeah. It was with a flight attendant, and that is something I will not, I don't know if I can top that. That was like some peak chaotic stuff.
That is absolutely insane. So are you a member of like the Mile High Club then with regards to that kind of thing? Or was that like beforehand?
That was beforehand. Actually, so this was, okay. So this was going in and out of like a rather small airport.
Yeah.
And I had flown out of it maybe once or twice before. And you see the same people, they do the same routes, whatever.
Yeah.
So like 3 months beforehand, this pilot, or not pilot, that's a separate story. This flight attendant and I, we hooked up in like one of the family bathrooms.
Yeah.
And then he remembered me, and so I was sitting in like economy, whatever my poor college self could
Right,
find.
like the back of the plane.
Yeah. And he gets on the flight, and he like makes eye contact with me. He like walks by and is like, stay right there. And I was like, well, I'm seated on an airplane. I sat on an airplane. I don't know where you thought I was going, but sure, okay. So he gets off the plane, and he comes back maybe like 5 minutes later, and he just hands me a first class ticket. So this wasn't like an active deed. This was like 3 months in the past that he was acting on. But I was like, that's so sweet.
That is sweet. Like that, I thought that was like a matter of like, yeah, 5 minutes before the plane took off, I was like, please. But like, that's way better. That's actually much better than like, that's great.
Yeah, it's a little more wholesome than so the first time I did this, I was flying. This is no, not a pilot. This was a passenger. Okay. This is a little more that energy, where I booked a flight. It like had a layover in Denver, I think.
Yeah.
And I just was not feeling it. I was flying back to Chicago from somewhere else, and I thought I like get to the airport a little bit early, and I'm sat by the gate. I don't know why I keep saying sat. I don't normally talk like that, but I'm sitting by the gate, and I like start making eye contact with this guy at a different gate. Yeah. And I look up and I notice that he's flying direct flight to Chicago, leaving like 20 minutes before my flight is supposed to. So the gears start turning. And I'm like, okay, how much can I get away with? And so, you know, we start making eye contact, and then it becomes very apparent that we're cruising. And so, you know, you do the thing, you make the gesture, so we go find like a family bathroom. I feel bad for you, but whatever. And so we do the thing, and afterwards, I'm like, hey, are you in a rush to get to Chicago? And he's like, no, not really. I'm coming back from business and not really like excited about getting back. And I was like, so I'm also on a flight to Chicago. Would you be interested in switching? And so he's like, yeah, sure, why not? So we go back up to the like, what is it, the flight attendant, the like desk by the gate. And he just like gives me his ticket. They like switched it over right there, no problem.
Ah.
So I shaved 4 hours off of what was supposed to be like a 7-hour trip.
That worked out really
because
well.
I didn't end up doing a layover.
That rules.
Yeah. So I got like, real bold after that.
Yeah, that's great. Like that's awesome. That's so cool. Also, I am now here to inform you that Kaylee is downloading Discord as we speak.
Excellent.
So she will be joining soon-ish once she figures out how Discord works.
Honestly, fair. I did not know how Discord worked for the longest. I still don't really.
It's
ironic. Well, it's ironic because I run not like a huge server, but like a larger server.
It's got like a couple hundred people in it now at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so every now and then I'll have to text like one of the undergrads in my school, and I'd be like, "Hey, I tried this thing. Did it work?"
Yeah. Can you verify?
He normally responds with no. It's not what you thought it did.
Damn it.
I'm like, oh crap.
It's still better than any alternative though. Like, you miss me catching like Slack. What the fuck was that?
Oh.
Twitch selection got me fucked up. Damn.
Come on, y'all. You're gonna do voltage like that?
Dude, give me like that? Shit, dude. Let's do Domario. Or actually, no. Who should we be? We got Antonio, Imelda, Pasqualina, Gennaro, Arca Portapoe, Clerici, and Domario.
I'm feeling Pasqualina, but
Pasqualina it is.
That could just because they've got a staff and robes.
Yeah, Jartov agrees. Yeah, Kaylee was mentioning like she has Discord on her phone, but not on Windows. So if you go with that. Alright, here's Pasqualina. One of the reasons I'm not like huge about her is because you can't control the direction she fires.
Oh,
but it
so you could have
off.
Said that before. My opinion is not.
But your
the
opinion
word
is valid
ever.
because like I'm trying to try new things, and it's always worth trying new things in this game. You never know what you might get.
That's fair.
It's fun. It's good stuff. That's crazy though. Like I've never met anyone who's done that before. That rule.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think people don't take advantage of like their ability to connect with other people.
Yeah.
Which is maybe an ironic situation to compare that to. But I don't know. Maybe this is like, you know, we're in engineering fields, and people there's a stereotype that engineers are not the most sociable.
Yeah.
Which like I think Jillian earlier, the three of us, we can attest that that's not always true.
Yeah.
But
you know, it's something. Yeah, I
Did I do this
admittedly.
right?
Kaylee's here.
Hey, Kaylee.
Oh,
Hello.
howdy.
All right, I
What?
gotta turn you up just a little bit, but otherwise, hello, another
Oh,
person.
wait. Let me plug in my headphones and my microphone.
Okay, you sound
I just-
like serviceable though, so only if you want.
Okay. How do I do this? We're having a great time. I just got home.
Hell yeah,
I appreciate the commitment.
we love to see it.
We are committed.
We are committed. And once you get that set up, feel free to introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Where can people find you? And what do you want to promote? And yeah, if you want to watch what's going on screen, you can click the watch stream here on Discord.
Wait, did that work? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
it did.
Is that better?
Let me turn you up, but then yes. Can you say something?
Saying something.
Yeah, that should work.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Kaylee, aka Miss Nuclear Energy on TikTok. Yeah, I make TikTok videos about nerdy crap, and we're here on Peter's live stream.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention this beforehand, and I was just about to mention it now, but like on stream, it's just voltage so that the facade isn't ruined. But like everything else is still good. I'm sorry I didn't let you know sooner. It's all good. Don't worry
I'm
about
so
it.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a facade. You guys can know who I am.
Yeah. That's awesome though. And so I'll retroactively ask you the AMA questions that have been asked so far. How did you get into nuclear?
Okay, when I was in high school, I did a lot of like nerdy stuff, and I ended up on this like astronaut challenge team because one of my friends in my physics class kind of bullied me into joining it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay. And we had this project where we had to come up with an experiment, basically like quals. Like, you know, quals part 1, where you have to like pitch an experiment and then they grill you.
Yeah, to some effect. That's my part 2.
So that's my part
I
1.
wish. We don't do
That,
anything like that.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, the second part of our call is like defending someone else's research paper. That's like not really related to your field.
That's kind of good though.
That's weird.
Kind of like that. Not gonna lie. It
It's the
promotes
part that people
literacy.
fail the most.
It's definitely
Yeah,
hard.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh no! Someone vote
Anyway,
not
go to
crap.
the rest of the story.
Oh no! Crap fest. So you were into the space camp thing, basically, is what
oh,
happened.
yeah. Okay, it wasn't space camp. It was like a real competition.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like legit, but I basically willingly did quals, like voluntarily, like 3 times in high school.
Because it felt like a good thing to do at the time.
Yeah. So anyway,
Save more crabs.
crabs.
So many crabs.
Tried a nickel.
Why is there a third ring of crabs?
Did you lose?
No, I'm not. I didn't lose yet. You'll know when I lose. I'll be like, ah, you know. All right.
Lovely sound effect.
Okay. I've made. No. Why is there a 4th ring of crabs? 5th ring. There's a. Okay. The 5th ring of crabs got me.
Oh, now you're dead.
Yeah. Now I'm dead. Let's do. I like Arca, but I'm not. I could do Arca. I could also do. Let's do Arca. I like Arca. Into Gaio Tower. Okay. So you did quals, and that basically kicked that off for you. Question 2
Yeah.
was what was
Sorry.
one aspect of nuclear? Oh, is there more to it?
Oh, I was gonna say the Quals project was on like radiation shielding.
Okay,
That
cool.
was the key part. That was like the connection to nuclear.
Got it. Okay. That makes more sense. I was gonna. I
Yeah.
should have. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Okay, and second question then that had popped up was, what's one aspect of the nuclear, like, just existence that you feel is like has a misconception with the public? Like, what's the biggest one?
Oh, it's waste. Like, hands down. Every time I make a TikTok about waste, it goes like insanely viral. Like the one that I made yesterday is at like 200,000 views or something like that. Hydrate or dihydrate, baby.
I have a channel point redeem where people can make me drink water, and I always encourage the callmates to join in on the fun.
Oh, that's so fun.
Okay.
Wait, let me find my water bottle.
Sip.
It's good for you, you know?
I guess it is.
Your internal organs will thank you.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
My organs are so happy.
My organs, like... So, I'm cutting back on my caffeine. I think my organs will be happy for me.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Well, okay, let's put it this way.
Why?
In undergrad, you know those, like, 300 milligram of caffeine drinks that you can just, like, get at a gas station effectively?
Yeah.
I would have one of those at, like, 7 a.m. and one of those at 4 p.m. every day in undergrad.
I mean, I'm not in undergrad anymore. And I have at least 1 Celsius a day.
Yeah. I have usually... I at least have 1 Celsius a day as well. The thing I'm trying to do is, like, I'm trying to cut back from those 300 milligram things to now, like, maybe 200 milligrams at, like, in the morning and then in the afternoon, and then slowly wear that down to, like, less and less. And I think my organs are gonna thank me for that. It's hard to say, though, at this point. My organs.
Organs?
Organs.
One of my volleyball coaches, she would shotgun 6 Red Bull, like, throughout tournament days. Because she never slept. She worked at a hospital at nights, and then during the days, she was, like, a physical therapist.
Holy moly.
And I was like, Laura, how do you do this? How are you alive?
How are you even functioning?
I don't know. Her organs were not happy.
Her organs were unsatisfied.
R.I.P. to her organs.
Yeah. I knew a guy in college who drank like 3 5-hour energies over the course of finals in like a day.
Jesus.
Like,
my.
he drank, I guess it was more like 8 hours, you know, but he drank 3 5-hour energies in 8 hours. I didn't see him for 3 days after.
That is 15 hours of energy.
They are not like, you can't just like store one of those hours for later. Actually, you can. It's called not drinking it.
That's how it works.
Dude was a machine, I swear. You know how there's like always those like people in your undergrad classes who are just like fundamentally insane with their like not productivity, but just like they just do shit. They do every fucking thing. This was that dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just my experience.
Yeah.
Maybe you were that person.
It was me. I was that person.
Maybe you are that person.
I still am that
I still
person.
was that person.
Then again, aren't we all a little bit of that person?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not immune to this, too. Sorry, go for it.
Yeah. I was going to say you don't, like, go to grad school without having some ability to not say no to things.
Exactly. My freshman year roommate seriously thought, like, the first 5 days of being in the dorms that I was on some kind of drugs because I would come home at, like, 2:30 or 3, and I'd wake up, like, promptly at 7:30 or 8 and just go about my day. I think I was running on nothing but pure adrenaline those first 5 days of, like, I'm living away from my parents. I am going to do anything I want. I was not on drugs, for what it's worth, but, like, he definitely thought I was.
I mean, especially Silly Week, like...
Yeah.
It's crazy. All the things you can do those first few days of college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a lot of freedom. And, like, out of the blue.
It's like you're gonna send me away? I can just go into houses now? That's great! Sign me up!
Odd.
I met my ex the first day I was on campus at a frat party.
Did you actually?
And yeah, literally, we met at a frat party. And that's just like a testament to like, I don't know, you can truly do whatever.
You can truly.
You know,
What's up?
I met my ex at a frat party too.
Really? We should start a club.
Yeah. Honestly, we should. Maybe we shouldn't. People do not want to be in that club.
You know.
Well, I was gonna say there's no way it ends well. So.
You know, it's weird. I met my ex at a frat adjacent, like frat satellite house party.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
I guess we're 3 for 3, huh?
You can be in the club.
I have another ex that I met at a frat satellite house party too.
How did that happen? Give us the story.
Oh my god, this was when I was interning out in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is so bad. I was like a child. Okay. Yeah. Not a child, but like I was 19.
You were a youth.
A youth. And so when I was out there, I was like, well, I'm in college. I just finished my first year. I'm like the coolest person ever. So I'm going to go talk to, obviously. So I was like, I'm going to go talk to whoever I want to. Like, I just had this big dick energy.
Right.
And,
you should.
So, right, naturally. And I was at this, I was at the pool for my apartment complex. And there were like a ton of guys that just happened to be in this fraternity. They were all like fraternity brothers, and they were throwing this like massive party at the pool, the complex.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so me too, who's buying drinks, you know? And I kind of just showed up and started talking to them, and they were like, who is this girl? Where did you come from? And yeah.
How often do you feel like that applies to you these days?
Too often. More often than I'd like to admit.
That's nuts.
Oh, I like music.
I found a treasure.
A treasure?
The treasure gave me a gauntlet, which makes me attack more frequently, I think is what it is. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you two. I accidentally rushed a frat when I was in college.
Wait,
oh, you
really?
did tell me this.
Yeah, I accidentally rushed a frat. Essentially, what it boils down to is that, like, I had recently broken up with my ex at the time, and I was lonely, and all our mutual friends were, like, mainly her friends, so I had to go back and, like, all my old friends, so I was hitting up people from freshman year, and one of the girls who, like, I was friends with, her boyfriend was throwing parties, and I was like, yeah, I'll just come hang out with you all, I'll help you, like, set up and clean up if you, like, let me hang out. And they were like, yeah, sure, if you're willing to help clean, why not? And so, essentially, they were having, like, multiple parties, and I noticed that there were, like, a lot of guys there in particular, which, like, you know what, I don't care that much. It's like, I'm literally just here so I have something to do on a Saturday night, you know? Yeah. Or Friday night, or whatever the days were, I think they were Saturdays. Yeah. And so, like, I was just talking with a lot of them, just being kind of cool, and, like, I said, yeah, I'm not leaving, I'm gonna help clean up afterward, and they're like, oh, hell yeah. And essentially, the first time, like, I just met a bunch of people, it was good. And then, like, 2 or 3 weeks later, he had another party, and I'm like, yeah, I'm still lonely and sad because I'm still single and not quite in that phase of, like, yeah, I'm happy and single now. And so I wasn't even, like, trying to, you know, make moves on anyone because, like, I'm not quite over anything yet. So I was just, like, I wasn't hitting on any girls, I was cleaning up, I was just, like, being a general net positive presence. And I was, like, not awful at Pong. So, like, they were like, yeah, this guy's cool. The third one I go to, people start asking me, like, oh, have you ever considered rushing the frat that this was? And I was like, oh, no, I'm way too busy with school. And they were like, oh, okay. And, like, 4 different guys asked me this that night. And then then I never heard from the other guy who was hosting ever again. I did not get invited to a single other party.
That's so sad.
It makes me laugh because the dude who was, like, hosting these parties to rush himself was, like, he eventually invited, like, a 16-year-old girl to one of the parties. Like, that was a frat-sponsored party. So, like, he could have got them in so much trouble. It was very bad.
Yeah. Okay, when you were talking about that, I didn't want to interrupt because
Yeah.
we're practicing manners. But when you said like a ton of guys in my head, this reminded me. So this is so bad. So there's the kind of building that I live in, the community. It's basically like a grad school dorm, right?
Yeah.
And there's a ton of international students that live here.
Yeah.
And they have like a sign in the lobby that literally says to join the sausage party chat,
What?
use this WhatsApp QR code. And it's on this massive whiteboard. And I think it's just because there's like a language barrier and like a lot of the students, English is definitely not their first language. And they just like don't get it. But I'm like, oh my God, they're throwing a sausage party. Like they're literally calling it Sausage Fest. And in the most innocent way, they're cooking sausages in the courtyard.
Oh,
No.
I'm like,
No,
is this real?
really?
Like, you guys. Like, do you know?
Do they know?
who's gonna
I
tell
don't
them?
think so. Not me.
I don't know anything about this. I don't know. Look, I don't even like sausage that much.
Nope. Couldn't be me.
That's absolutely wild.
Yeah, great.
I hate and love that all at once. That's such a wild, like, of all the mistakes to make regarding, like, euphemisms in the English language.
Yeah.
Hello, Ratchet. How are you?
Yeah.
Ratchet 05.
Ratchet and Clank fame?
I love that. Oh, I'm gonna die. They all got me. This might be the most suspicious ask for pics or it didn't happen. IDK about that one, fam. That's up to Kaylee's discretion, of course. But,
Wait, what?
oh, Snake was saying in chat, this might be the most suspicious ask for pics or it didn't happen.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I could run down and go take a picture of the whiteboard, but
No fucking way.
that's like, it's there.
Oh, this dude is slow as hell. Hold up.
Haley, I don't know if you have to run down and take a pic, but if just throughout the course of the week or whatever you do, post it with no
Please.
context.
Please.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
It's only the
Ratchet,
people who were here that get to know about it.
please do. I would love to see this. We had like 5 pounds of sausage. I don't know if anyone took pictures. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Ration Clank, awesome. That rules. Welcome to stream. Honestly, like, I'm trying to think of wacky dorm stuff, you know, because like I live in an apartment, you know. and our apartment.
nice.
Our apartment, the only places that aren't carpeted are the kitchen and bathroom.
Oh.
So we have to vacuum like regularly because after about like a week and a half of not vacuuming, you start to feel like crinkle, crunchy stuff beneath your feet, you know? And like there's cat hair everywhere.
Ick.
And blame Winnie for that. It's just like the natural part of like dust accumulation and everything. So we it's okay, but it could be better. Does Winnie shed?
No.
Boy, does Winnie shed.
I mean, like the real struggle, I don't know. I'm a female. I got a lot of hair on my head.
Yeah.
And when I had one of my college apartments, like in undergrad, if I didn't vacuum like at least once a week, my hair would collect on the carpet. Like it was so bad. And I would just have like, that's so gross, but there would just be so much hair. I'm like, how is this coming out of my head?
How do I have this much of this?
Exactly.
It really is a mystery.
You think about like your fingernails too. Like, how do my fingernails grow this much?
Right?
Like, how does my body just generate so many cells in like 5 minutes? What the hell? Stop it. So yeah, we have to vacuum a bunch, and it's fine. I mean, like, I don't have issues with it, but Aaron does a lot of the vacuuming, which I appreciate. we do our
Yeah,
chores.
Aaron.
It's cool. She's in chat, I think.
We stand Aaron.
We love Aaron. So yeah, it's a good time.
Is it a good time?
I remember I toured an apartment. This was like my freshman year, so we were looking for apartment sophomore year, and we toured, and there was like only a little cutout of a place with no carpet, like for the kitchen, but it was like there was no like distinct kitchen area. There was just like this section on the ground that had tile. Everything else was carpet.
That's awesome.
And we walked in, and I was like, no, this is not what's happening.
You ever been in a carpeted bathroom before?
No.
I've been in
That
a
feels
carpeted bathroom.
illegal.
I know, right? Imagine
Does.
getting out of the shower and stepping out onto carpet.
Oh.
Like, what about, like, guys be on the floor all the time? Like,
Unfortunately.
what? There's carpet. What do you do with that?
When we pee on the floor,
Yeah.
I mean, you pee into a corner and then you eventually like cut it out. I don't know,
Ew.
like this is right, Nathan? Like we do this all the time.
Oh yeah, the tile. I'm constantly replacing it.
Yeah. When I was in kindergarten, I pissed on the floor to watch it how it fill out of the tiles. Like that was a hobby for me.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah. This is a
Well,
real
that's-
story.
well,
I did this.
Voltus was doing
of course.
scientific experiments before he was ever exposed to the scientific method.
I wanted to see how it made the squares darker. Okay.
Big brain.
Yeah.
Look, and then it was a cool little design. So I think I won in that competition. You know.
You did art and science,
Exactly. That's the thing.
and isn't that
My
the goal?
favorite art is the marriage of art and science. It's true. That there was a guitar that was made with like the electrified glass, so it had like the lightning inside the glass. Someone made a guitar out of that, and there's like photos of Generation Atomic holding it, which is always fun. Seeing Eric.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
Who is that?
Wait,
The
I'm
IEA
Googling
ministerial. Gold Fever! Let's go! I love Gold Fever. So much fun for me. Oh, do you all have any like bad roommate stories?
Oh my god, so many.
Give me some. Give me some of those like canonical bad roommate stories.
Okay, so my sophomore year, I moved into an apartment with with like, technically I was supposed to have 3 other roommates, but I ended up with 4 other roommates because you know how one of your friends starts dating someone.
Yeah. Oh no.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this was interesting. The girl that she started dating, and I don't talk to any of these people anymore, which is your red flag to start with.
Yeah.
Right.
But she, oh my god, so the girl that she started dating was just like, I don't know what her deal was, but I'll give you a fun little story.
Dude,
do
it.
So, the 4th of July, right? This was summer 2021,
Okay.
I think. No, summer 2020. So it was like pandemic, you know, we were just, I think, maybe it was summer 2021. My timelines are all mixed up. But anyway.
It's hard to differentiate those years sometimes.
Well, I was in Florida, so the pandemic existed but didn't exist. It was a
Sure.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I invited a bunch of my friends, like the girls that I lived with, and a couple of my other friends to come down to my parents' house because my parents live like right across the street from the beach.
Right. That rules.
And it's like a 2-hour drive from UF, like hour and a half. So it's like a super doable little trip. And my parents, rule, they left. They were like, we're out, you know, you guys have the house, just take care of the dogs. We're going on a little vacation.
Trip.
And a little trip, a little travel. Just a little, you know, little travel action. But anyway, so my parents left and they said the only rule is if you're gonna drink, don't drive home. It's like it's almost a 2-hour drive, so don't drink if you're gonna drive home the same day. If you're gonna drink, spend the night. And that was the only rule. The only rule. And this one girl, so this girl's, my friend's girlfriend, who was my roommate but not my roommate, she got so upset when I told her this one rule that she took my frozen margarita pitcher out of the freezer. It was in this big styrofoam thing that I got from Los Margs, best restaurant ever. And she takes this styrofoam pitcher of Margs and smashes it on our kitchen floor.
What?
No.
Why?
I don't know. She was just really upset that I said you couldn't drive home if you wanted to drink. And she was like, well, we have to get home to take care of the cat. And I'm like, dude, it's a cat. You can leave some food in the bowl and come back early in the morning. And she was like, no, I have to be back the same day to take care of the cat. And I'm like, dude, if you don't want to spend the night, that's fine. Like, you don't have to. You just can't get drunk.
Or you just don't drink.
Like, it's really not that hard. You just don't drink the alcohol. And she just got really pissed off and she smashed my frozen margarita. And then she proceeded to come to my house, stay sober, and not speak to me the entire time she was at my house.
Petty.
And I'm like, dude, please leave. Like, don't be mean to me in my own home. It was crazy. These girls were nuts.
That's wild.
Like, why you gotta squish a girl's frozen margarita?
That's fucked up. Wasting all
Like,
that margarita?
It's just fucked up. Plain and simple.
Plain and fucking simple over here. No, okay. Nathan, do you still talk with your sophomore year roommates?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my best friends.
Okay. Then I guess this isn't a rule, because I was about to say, like, I also don't talk to my sophomore year roommates, like, at all.
Oh.
Because, like, the way it worked at Wisconsin was, like, the culture is that you live off campus, and you have to sign leases, like, in November. So, like, you learn a lot about people in the time between November and August, compared to basically September, October, November. And
it was the same thing at Florida.
Yeah.
Same here, too.
So I definitely, like, roomed and lived with some people who were, like, responsible adults, but not so great people.
Yeah.
Which made for a very, like, tricky living space. And, like, I didn't understand, too, how necessarily we were separating out chores. Like, from, I think the rule of that house was basically, like, if you make a mess, you clean it up, but if you didn't make a mess, it's not your responsibility.
Yeah.
Which is, like, cool, but, you know, that meant that, like, I was never eating at the apartment, which means I was never doing the dishes, I was never, like, cleaning up the kitchen, because it wasn't my mess, so I was kind of a bad roommate in that sense, to some. I admit it. I was
You acknowledge it, though.
Yeah.
Like, at least you know.
No,
and, like,
I
there
was
are
good
worse
and
ways to
everyone
be
else
the
was
proper
horrible.
roommate.
I am the protagonist of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I'm kind of fortunate because I came into undergrad with 9 of my closest friends. That's slightly an exaggeration, but like 4 of my closest friends, maybe 5 of my closest friends. So we all went to the same school. So I didn't really get that like going away. I'm in a new place all by myself experience. But it meant that there's only one of my roommates who we don't really talk to anymore. So everyone was kind of pre-vetted.
Yeah. This theme, by the way, playing on streams from Klonoa. Oh! Sorry.
Wow.
Just another game I have been streaming recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that went right up my head.
No, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
me too.
Sorry, I just had to. I got really excited because I've got specific music playing on stream and I'm listening to nice jungle beats. It's the
I'm out
video.
here, like, what's a video game?
Sorry?
I said, I'm out here, like, what's a video game?
Yeah, that's right. You're like the antithesis of gamer.
Yeah, pretty much. But we're still here. We're here for the vibes.
We're out here for the vibes and the cool hanging out sessions and like,
Wow.
you know, the nukes. Okay.
Mute.
Of the things happening on July 21st, What are you doing first on July 21st? Are you going to see Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I think the answer is clearly Oppenheimer first.
Why do you
I was gonna say. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say.
No.
Go for it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, okay. Maybe this isn't realistic. I don't expect either of them to be good. And that's not like a testament to who's making them or to any of those things. I just don't expect to be blown away.
Sure.
Maybe my expectations are a little low. That's fine. But I do expect to thoroughly enjoy the experience. And I think that Oppenheimer is going to be like, I know that parts of it are in like grayscale or black and white, because those are like the realistic parts, and then parts of it are in color. And so I expect it to be like a darker movie. And I want to end with Barbie.
I've heard that people or Cameron, I think, even described it as like, it's kind of like a horror movie.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think the horror has more to do with like the what have I done, horror than like boo horror.
Boo. I don't know. I also want to see Oppenheimer first, but I'm like into that stuff,
Yeah.
In the sense of like the spooky vibes from it is super cool, and so I'm like really hype about that. And
sorry.
No, you're good. I don't know. Like, I'm also excited to see Barbie, but I feel like it's gonna be one of those, I went to see Oppenheimer, and then I'm just like existing in the movie theater and happen to hop into Barbie.
Yeah. This ticket, oops, it says Oppenheimer. It was a misprint, I promise.
Yeah, do I look like someone who would go see Oppenheimer?
Yeah. Same, but with Barbie.
That's a fun card to play.
It's like, are you really gonna make me like a caricature right now? Is that what's happening?
Right.
Because I'm not gonna let that slide.
Right.
Okay, so you're gonna let me, into this movie theater.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna, get you fired from your minimum wage job. How do you feel about that? Don't think I won't. Worst character. Ugh. I'm wearing my nuclear engineering shirt. Why would I be going to see Barbie? So true. I'll just wear my NERS merch.
Right?
And say, oh shit. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer than Barbie. And I think it's for the reasons of like, Barbie might be a more fun thing to end on.
Mm-hmm.
Though, like, I cannot deny that I also want to think about both movies,
See, that's an interesting perspective I had not heard. Like okay, I want to take time after, like, say Oppenheimer to think about it.
Digest.
Right. Yeah, that's the word, digest.
Digest it. Look, I'm a big fan of being mindful about the media you consume or, like, engage with. Because, like, it's way more fun to engage with specific media in really big detail than just, like, say, yeah, I watched a show, and then, like, it's just something that you had on the background while you were on your phone the whole time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like just being able to say, like, yeah, I'm watching Succession right now, and it's really fun to watch the ways in which something happens or something. Or, like, I'm reading Chainsaw Man. Like, it's a manga because I'm a weeaboo, and it's all the panels are super well drawn, and it's like I want to find the reason why the artist feels the need to draw these hyper-realistic nature backgrounds or like these like city skylines. Like, tell me why. I want to know more. And like, I think that's why I'm really slow when it comes to like finishing books, TV shows, movies, games, etc.
I relate to the like being mindful about like books in particular. I guess we kind of talked about this before we hopped on, but like my name, my screen name at least, Carmine Zingiber, comes from a book. It sort of comes from a book called Good Omens, by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Yeah. And so it's one of those books that like you read when you're little and you're like, oh, this is a cool story about some kids who are fighting like the angels of the apocalypse or the horsemen of the apocalypse and whatever. And then I read it again, like, I don't know, sometime in high school. And I like actually understood the satire that time because it's a very satirical novel or book. Which it is one of my favorite books of all time to this day. So I would very much recommend if you're interested in like those kinds of novels.
How long is it?
But I was, I don't know, a couple hundred pages. It's not that big.
Manageable. Like a nice couple days read.
Yeah. It the second time around it took me, I don't know, maybe a week.
Sure.
Which is like, I don't know. I guess everyone's pace is different. But so I got to undergrad and somehow like, this is how it came up. So my undergrad advisor, Katie, she loves Sir Terry Pratchett. She quotes him all the time, like in pretty much every speech that she gives. And she quoted him at something that I was at, and I went up to her afterwards, and I was like, oh, I got really into his work because of this book, and we started talking. And there's a character in there who's like the Horseman of the Apocalypse War, and she's a war reporter. Her name is Carmine Zuigeber. And what Katie told me is like apparently they were going for, so Carmine is like kind of red, and Zuigeber is I think like the name for ginger or something. So her name is like Red Ginger, like Ginger Red or something like that.
Like the color of gingerbread.
Yeah, but they like spelled it wrong, and so her name in the novel is a misprint. It's like an Easter egg or whatever. Really? And I had no idea because I didn't think critically about her name at all. I was like, oh, that's just her name, Carmine. It's a cool name. Yeah. But no, her name is Red Ginger, and so that's why my screen name is Carmine Zingiber, because they did like the type of Ouijaber.
That's really interesting. That's a great screen name, Morgan.
Thank you. I think if I ever do drag, that would also be my name.
Hell yeah.
But I haven't done that.
Have you had the means of doing it and you just haven't yet? Or like...
Oh, yeah. No, I love doing my makeup. All red stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But
you do
the version I wear at conferences is not... Oh, thank you. The version I wear at conferences is not what I normally wear going out.
Sure.
It's a lot more demure.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
But it seems so. Conferences are like... I do not wear what I go out in to a conference. You know what I mean?
I do.
Oh, not even close.
Because I'm lazy. And I don't have to prove it. No, I feel that. I don't know what my drag name would be. I have to think about that. I haven't given much thought.
It's gotta be something like electricity or like Electra.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I knew an Electra growing up.
Did you actually?
Yeah, her name was Electra.
Her name was Electra.
Something else.
That's cool.
Yeah. It always made me. It makes me think of like Carmine Electra, the singer.
Yeah, my brain went to that too. Oh, look at this! I'm just destroying all these plants. This map isn't like that hard. It's just like easy, but I'm trying to see how long I can go in here. I guess. Oh. Oh
Ooh.
No!
Oh no!
Well, cool. Okay. The map is literally just plants. Yeah. Death comes for us all. Says, oh yeah, I'm doing great. Immediately dies. Perfect. Okay. Let's be Melda.
Melda? What's her gig?
Her gig, I think, is she fires magic from, like, different things. She fires magic like that.
Okay.
It's not very... It's fast, but it's, like, only hits one foe at a time. Which is not efficient in the slightest. so we're gonna make this more efficient once we level up. Once we level up. Okay, there we go. Let's get a Bible. Good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Believing
Makes
you.
me think of that princess in Mario Kart. Got the little star, Rosalia. Or
Oh
no,
yeah. The Luma.
is that her name?
Yeah, Rosalina.
Yeah. Oh, I said Rosalia.
Oh, you're still good. It's
Singer.
pretty close. It's pretty close. Let's do another bit. And if we got that. Yeah. So, Kaylee,
Yo.
you making TikToks. What is it like being a TikTok influencer?
Oh God. It's weird. Sometimes I'm like, do you guys really listen to me talk this much? Jesus. And I don't know. It's also very addicting because when people comment and ask questions or try and spread misinformation, I'm kind of like I can't help respond, you know?
Yeah.
It's the inner nuke in me. I'm like, you can't just say that nuclear waste is green glowing slime. Like, you can't. And if you try to say that, like, I'm going to challenge you and I'm gonna prove you wrong.
You've
you know?
slapped the glove. It's time to do it.
Exactly. It's like, it's rough out there.
Commenters on TikTok are savage at times.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the meme of me that's been going around?
No.
The quote, "Do not eat uranium."
I have not. You should post that link in like you should just post that link in general. I would
Okay,
love
I'll
to
have
see
to
it.
track it down. This was oh, here, blue.
Wait, was that from the video you just posted? You just like linked somewhere? Did I make that up?
No, there.
I don't remember.
I included that and said like for the memes and referenced it in the video I just posted.
Okay.
But like the OG is basically I made a video because someone commented I'm gonna go eat uranium, and I made a video responding and said do not eat uranium. Okay, but like if you did eat uranium,
What would
it
happen?
wouldn't be the radiation that kills you. You would die from the fact that it's heavy metal poisoning instead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like that's what happened there, and then somebody decided to
Lie.
lie. No, I mean somebody took and like snipped that first clip of me saying that.
Yeah.
And somebody took the first clip of me saying that and cut the "do not eat uranium" with a video of them biting like a bright green something with massive biceps and saying "nice try, Fed." And it has been all over Instagram. I think it was on iFunny at
Oh
one
no,
point.
you hit
like,
the iFunny crowd?
oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. It's like it's out there.
You have gone viral.
I have gone
Again.
like viral. Like this
Which is
is
like-
beyond, you know.
Yeah. No, that's like old school viral.
That's like
Yeah.
you hit meme base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that someone
Like-
turned me into a meme.
You got memed.
I did honestly. It's funny.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of great, and I'm slightly honored that people think I'm entertaining enough to meme.
Yeah. Kaylee, Jartov asks, what is the process that you use when making your TikToks? How do you approach a topic selection?
So I kind of just talk out of my ass. No.
Hey, that's not what media training taught you.
Yeah. No, so I typically just talk about whatever's like on my mind, you know, if I'm in a class and I hear like an interesting statistic or something like that. You know, I was interviewing someone for this program, and she pulled like out of nowhere the statistic that she got from, I think it was from Generation Atomic or something like that, that if you had a nuclear power plant the size of Hawaii, you could power literally the entire world or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I've never heard this one before.
That sounds like a Generation Atomic fact.
Yeah. But anyway, I emailed her and was like, hey, can you send me, like, not to fact check you, but like, I'm gonna fact check you because I want to make a TikTok about this. And then I did. So stuff like that is useful. But the biggest thing is making video responses to comments because people are just always asking questions. Also, it helps if you like try to be funny. Like, I don't know how to say, like,
You have a sense of humor.
yeah, it's more like if you can go for the ironic kind of meme-like
Zoomer
vibe.
humor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Look, I'm a Zoomer, just like all of y'all. I was born in '98.
Are
Yeah.
we Zoomers?
Yeah, we're Zoomers.
Wow.
I've heard conflicting stories. I've heard that the Zoomers are the kids born during the pandemic.
No, that's Gen Alpha.
What?
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
know,
that
but
makes
like,
sense.
We're
Okay.
Gen Z, which is the Zoomer, right?
yeah.
I think we're in between the millennials and Gen Z. We're the weird 90s, late 90s in between.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like, I think the official designation is 1997 onward is technically Gen Z, but I agree that, like, you know how there was, like, the Xennial crowd where it's, like, not quite Gen X, but not millennial? I think that applies to us with Gen Z.
I have never heard the term exennial.
It's like the crowd born, like, in the Reagan-Bush administration, or just before that.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I've never heard it.
Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of dragons!
Dragons.
Bone dragons, they cross
my.
my screen, and that's no bueno.
You're screaming.
My screen.
Dude, I'm working on a freaking PowerPoint right now. I should not be working on this anymore.
What's the PowerPoint on?
This is for, I have to give the people from my university have to give a presentation to our, like, industry sponsors or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, the PowerPoint has been done. It's just one of the guys that's on the project with me was like, you should put these literature summaries in and make them as bonus slides just in case. And I'm like, dude, bro, if they want to see this stuff, they can like, the documents are linked. They can literally just click on the paper.
They can literally go to our website, dude.
That's the whole point. But
Why do we have a
Link in
website
bio.
otherwise?
yeah,
Yeah, I had to give one of those a couple weeks ago to Ditra, because Ditra came to our group, and we literally sat. My advisor gave an hour-and-a-half long presentation, and then every student gave a half-hour presentation on their work at their desk. And that was just our whole day that day. Like, it went fine. I did learn the valuable lesson of start with why they should care and not end with why they should care. You know, all those. Snake through a meme in hashtag memes. Interesting. I will look at it once I die. How's that sound? And I mean that in the context of Vampire Survivors, not like, I'll look at it when I'm dead, Snake. No, summertime as a PhD student's a little nicer, I feel. Like, there's fewer semester things, so there's fewer things
that is
going on
such a
campus.
lie. My life is so not like that right now. It is a shit show.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang, that
We're
sucks.
having a great time. I know.
I'm
It's
sorry
because
to hear
my
that, but I'm
project,
built different.
honestly, it's just weak mental. It's just weak mental. I
Yeah.
just need to do better.
Just do better. Just show everyone that, like, you know, you can do it. You're better than them.
Okay. I'll do that.
Show them just, like, how fucking incredible you are.
Sure.
what I do.
Try.
I do that by going at my desk and going to TV tropes and reading those pages for a while, and then making a plot, questioning if it's right, realizing it's not right, and then saying, like, I didn't make any progress, but that's because, like, I found out a fundamental assumption of my simulation was wrong. And then I redo it, and then I present it, and my advisor says, good job, you did it. And that's the life of a PhD.
See, the thing is, my advisor has been like all over the world except here for the last like 3 months. And I'm like, I can't sit around and twiddle my thumbs because I have a little squirrel brain that pushes me to do like everything all the time, 24/7.
Right. Which
so-
is good at some points, but bad at others.
So I'm like, you guys, I need to be doing something, planning it. Also, I might have to take quals like as early as the first week of September.
That's rough.
And I just don't know.
That's
Like, I
worse
just don't
than
know.
taking them in September. Not knowing is worse.
Not knowing when you take your qual it should be illegal.
So
Yeah.
that's a big fat question. And I'm like, am I going to be working on this project or this project? Like, what's the dealio? Because I had this whole experiment, like, ready to go. And I was like, I got this planned out. I did a deep dive. I did the literature review. I did, like, all the stuff. I checked all the boxes, and I'm like, y'all, I got this. I can pull this experiment out of my ass. I can defend this. It's going to be great. And then the industry sponsor was like, no.
What do you mean,
This-
no?
They were like, this isn't actually super important to us right now, so no.
That's whack.
Even though my advisor is like, dude, bros, if you don't include this, you're gonna fuck yourselves over. And you're gonna get the wrong results.
Give it like 2 months, which
So-
is not realistic, but like
It's not
they're coming
realistic
around.
if I have to do quals in 2 months.
Right.
That's hell.
They're
So
gonna come to you
they-
last minute and say, actually,
So they had me start working on another project, but that means I have to learn like all of optics. Like, I don't know shit about optics and optical physics.
Yeah,
I
that
do
is.
material science. I'm like, what in the holy heck am I supposed to do with this?
Optical physics
I
is
don't
like,
know.
once you wrap your head around it, it makes sense. But like, initially, it's just like, this is so stupid. Why do I give a shit about this? Or like, how is this physics? It's so weird.
So
Optics
if it's
is
like
bizarre.
not
Fuck you, ghost. Fuck, I'm gonna die.
stupid ghost.
You fucking ghost. Sorry, please continue.
Oh yeah, no, it's just like a whole chaos because basically I actually got to meet with my advisor yesterday, which was hype. And we sat down and he was like, what do you mean you're not working on the experiment we talked about? And I was like, have you talked to everybody else? Because they're like, no. And I'm like, what? So it's basically, there's just been a ton of miscommunication.
Oh, that's
And
bad.
so it's like I've been, I keep saying I'm on a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no.
that's how I feel. Oh no.
Oh, I'm dead. This is Custer's last stand, everyone. Okay. I don't know what I
Me neither.
want. My life in Vampire Survivors is just Kaylee's day to day. Dead.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just so chaotic. And I'm like, you guys, this is why I shouldn't be working in Fusion. But, you know, it's fine.
It's Fusion's such a scary place.
You know, there's just a lot of uncertainty there. And it's rough out there.
Fusion. Not nuclear. Fusion.
I can't have this conversation on the internet.
Yeah. I will just say that.
yeah. Also, I think working, from what I've heard of, it's well, no, from my experience, like working with any industry partners is always chaotic.
Well, and
It's always
that's the thing,
them
like,
pulling stuff.
I've never done that before. I've only ever worked with like National Lab. Well, that's a lie. I worked with BWXT, but they're like, I don't know. That was chaotic too. But anytime I said, hey, I'm going to work on this, they were like, okay.
That's great.
They were like, as long as we don't have to, you know, hold your hand, we don't care.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things. Like, as long as like you can show that you're doing it fine by yourself, like, okay, have fun, bye-bye. Talk to you
Yeah,
when you're done.
exactly. But this is not how this project is. And I'm like, y'all, I'm just doing my best out here. I just want to do some work.
I just want to like survive, you know what I'm saying?
Like, survive.
I just want the vampire to survive, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what I am saying.
Crazy how, like, you said the name of this game is what you want to do.
Survive.
Vampire survive.
Did you guys ever watch Vampire Diaries? That is like my favorite guilty
I
pleasure
did not,
show.
but I knew
Oh my
people. My mom did.
Step up.
So,
My mom loved Vampire
Kaylee.
Diaries.
yeah.
So I told Voltage earlier that like growing up we weren't allowed to watch TV and stuff. And I also mentioned that I grew up next to my cousins, so there was like all 6 of us cousins, and like we had our own little thing. During the
Okay.
pandemic, we were all like quarantined together, and
Okay.
we're all like adults now.
Yeah.
And so we watched Vampire Diaries as all 6 of us
Yes.
together because we had nothing else to do.
How'd you find it?
So
What'd
we
you like?
bonded. It was I mean,
Brilliant.
it's everything. Yeah,
Brilliant.
it's everything you want and more.
How so?
It's
It's like-
things I didn't know I needed. It's storytelling that. Do I remember the plot? No. But did I love every
Listen.
second of it? Yes.
Hell
I
yeah.
could regurgitate basically like all. I've seen it like 5 times through. It's actually kind of
Really?
sad. Don't tell people that.
Is Ian Somerhalder in that?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
okay.
He's beautiful.
So hot.
I've seen a
He's
couple
so hot.
episodes then.
Beautiful man.
He's got the very defined cheek and jawbones
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
and the dark eyes.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
No, I watched Lost, but that's about it. Unfortunately,
Okay.
it's not Vampire Diaries. I'll give you that.
No, it's not.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of like other shows that Ian Somerhalder was in.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't count.
Sorry,
Wait.
I'm
Haley,
boring.
were you a Damon or a Stefan?
Oh, I was a Damon stan.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. That's my red flag.
Yeah. I think I think around season 3, I started getting into Damon, but like Stefan was pretty constant for me.
Well, I think that, like, when I first started, oh god, I started watching the show. I was like maybe when I was in like 8th grade, 9th grade, I was
yeah.
like a little fetus. I was like, oh my god,
You were a
I-
child, like an actual child.
yes. And my hormonal, like 15-year-old brain was like, this is it. And I was in love with Stefan for the first season, and then Damon. When the whole Damon and Elena thing started, I was like, I'm jumping ship. We're
Mhm.
here for Damon and Elena because, yes,
Mhm.
we
I guess-
love.
Yeah.
Talk.
I guess a little bit of context for Voltage.
Yeah.
Damon and Stefan
Yes.
are brothers.
Yeah, I think I knew
Uh,
that, but I
okay.
didn't know.
Blood
I don't know
brothers.
many of the characters' names in particular.
Totally fair. I have no idea the actor who plays Stefan.
See, like,
Uh,
I watched some Supernatural too. So when I think of like
Oh,
brothers,
okay,
you know, I think of
okay.
Sam and Dean. You know what I'm saying?
It's very similar vibes, but
Yeah.
Supernatural like wasn't as steamy.
Yes.
Vampire Diaries had more drama
Yeah.
and was a lot steamier.
Yeah, that's what I had gathered. I think from what I knew of the show. But that's
It's
still
just-
good to know.
It's
Here.
spicy.
It's nice. It's like, ooh,
A little spice.
something.
well,
You know.
keeps you glued to the screen, kind of.
Precisely.
Nah, I respect that. I didn't watch any of those, but like I can appreciate ones that like my friends have seen and like, oh yeah, they enjoyed it for one reason or another. And like that's cool. Great. Awesome. Tell me about it. Cuz I don't know this stuff and I don't know if I'm going to like watch it cuz like, you know, there's only so many things in your life that you can watch, right? Like
Listen,
maybe
if you did watch it, like you would have to set aside some time.
that's what I figure.
Like
Yeah.
that's a time commitment.
Mhm.
How many seasons episodes length is it? It's like
So-
45-minute episodes, right?
Each episode I think is like 55 minutes.
Really?
And there's like 7 or 8 seasons, and each season has around 25 episodes.
God damn.
It's sad
It's a
that I
lot
know
of
that off the
content.
top of my head, but I know that off the top of my head.
Someone's got to know it, right?
Yeah,
That's cool.
and it's me.
Like, having that knowledge that may or may not be generally useful. It's fun to amass that. Sorry, that was the
Goes
nerdiest
into
fucking thing
Qual.
I said in response to Vampire Diaries.
Goes into Qualls, presents entire process on analysis, psychoanalysis of Vampire Diaries.
Dude, you should totally do that.
The professors here would probably drop kick me.
That'd be funny though. It would be
I
a
mean-
good bit.
For the memes,
You should do it. You can make a TikTok of it. Said, I went to my quals for nuclear engineering in my
Right.
PhD, and instead of presenting a research project, I presented a deep dive into Vampire Diaries.
yeah, I don't think they would take you too kindly to that.
I think I would lol. I think it would make for great content.
I would
though.
too.
It'd be hella amazing content. Have you?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
What is your take on this grimace shake meme?
What?
Have you seen this?
Not
On
familiar.
TikTok,
No.
people
No.
are getting the grimace shake, and then the moment they drink it, they jump cut to a scene where they're like brutally murdered, and like the splatter is the grimace shake.
What?
It's like
This is like a product you can buy?
a grimace shake is like a shake from McDonald's.
Oh.
It's like the newest thing, and somehow on TikTok
Okay.
the trend is to like pretend that you are brutally murdered after taking a swig of the grimace shake. It's fucking hilarious how crazy some of these are getting. Like, I think the only thing on TikTok I can think that presently tops it is, it's my birthday and this is my girlfriend. Like, the grimace shake is coming in at a close second right now.
We're on different sides of TikTok, man.
How do you figure?
I've never seen any of these.
You gotta, like, okay, I will find a compilation of them and send it to you because it is like,
Oh, please do.
it is wild, and it would make for very amusing content to just like get super creative with it.
Oh, I'm here for it.
I think if you like even just search them on like Twitter or something, you can probably search it on TikTok and find it. Actually, now that I think about it,
Wow! Oh my god!
crazy!
What an idea!
What an idea! Searching for a trend
Are
on
you,
TikTok
like-
on TikTok?
Are you like a nuclear engineer?
No, I'm only that during the day. During the night, I'm
Oh.
Voltage VO, streamer extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
Streamer extraordinaire.
Bro, I cannot roll my R's.
Streamer extraordinaire.
I sound like a freaking, you know, Perry the Platypus and
Yes.
how he just like, that's, no, like I can't even do that.
To be fair, that is not an easy sound to make.
My mouth just doesn't do that.
My mouth just doesn't do that.
You know what?
That's a
When
great
they
line.
ask you when they ask you what that mouth do, sometimes the answer is not that.
My mouth does not do that. Know your limits. Know your worth. Oh my god. What is the trend that you're seeing then that I'm clearly missing?
Honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. My TikTok has just been filled with like the submarine drama.
Oh yeah.
I know it's like a few days old now, but like deep dives, man, we're into that shit.
Dude, that's like the next fire festival, except, you know, people actually died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jartov asked, what happened in Germany that Energiewende was the best idea when they could have come up with? I don't know what the hell's going on in Germany, honestly. Like,
They're slacking. They gotta do better.
they're just
Their
like,
politics are just
what is up with Germany? Like, people are asking that 100 years ago, and they're asking 100 years later. What is up with Germany?
I've actually I heard a couple things. NPR did like 2 stories recently on German politics.
Okay.
And not to get too far into this,
No, yeah.
but there's a very interesting like conservative move that's happening in like the more rural parts of the country
Yeah.
that are starting to like creep their ways into like the national politics.
Oh no, not again.
Ah, Skittles.
And then the other story they ran pretty recently was about how, oh goodness, I just forgot. I forgot what I was going to say. Wait. I don't remember what I was going to say.
All good. Germany's up to some funky stuff lately. I don't know why they felt like moving away from nuclear, thinking that, oh, our renewables will solve the trick, when their renewable infrastructure is clearly like years behind where it should be in order to officially stand on its own. And like most renewables can't stand on their own right now. Like that's just a fact of the matter. And like they just exited too soon, and as a result, now they move back to like 5 new fossil fuel plants. It's like,
Wow. It's almost like they should have kept the nuclear plants.
it just it's just so like leopard ate my face moment, you know?
I don't know, but sure.
No.
Okay, it's the party of leopards eating people's faces, shocked when leopards eats their face.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
You guys, wait, can we talk about Joe Exotic?
Yeah,
Like-
sure, what's up?
Like, that happened.
Yeah, that was a very strange time in American history, where the most popular man on the planet was like a tiger owner in Florida.
Yeah,
And he like ran for president at one point?
yeah, I think he's trying to run again.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought he was in jail.
I thought he was saying if Trump is in jail, I can be in jail and run for president.
That's why we need an amendment to the Constitution that says that any elected office cannot be held by someone who has been arrested by breaking American law.
You know, you would think that'd be common sense, but
But I guess not.
what are you gonna do?
I do wonder, like, I don't know. Okay, we don't need to get into that right
Yeah,
now.
we won't
I
get
was
too
gonna say, I don't
political
know.
here, but like,
Yeah.
yeah. Won't get too political here. Thank you for the candy box. Game.
Ooh.
Yeah, generally I try to avoid being overly political. The most I do is like present a... If you understand the reference to the politics I'm making, you'll understand which position I have.
Yeah.
It's more like just a matter of like, I try to just, you know, when Trump got indicted on 37 counts, that happened while stream was going on, so I just said, Trump got indicted. Make of that what you will. So, I try to sort of, not neutral, but like obscure, you know?
I got you. I just, dude, I needed a freaking media training before I get on this thing.
Real.
You guys, I downloaded Discord on my laptop like 30 minutes ago.
And how has it been?
I'm
How's
here for it.
your first foray into Discord on
Wow,
Windows?
quite an experience. Yeah, quite an experience.
Can you understand why the gamers love it so?
Maybe. I kind of haven't really been watching the game because I'm trying to make this PowerPoint, you know?
That's fine.
We're like just about done, but I kind of keep forgetting that like other people are probably listening to this.
Yeah, that is the magic of streaming, is that sometimes it's like, oh yeah, other people. And like, I like to upload the VODs of these as well, so like people will be able to listen to these like as podcasts to some effect.
I just found the chat. Wow.
Wait, what chat?
There's a button that says chat for this stream.
All I see is a rocket.
It's a little chat bubble.
Oh.
Look at, I'm better at
Yeah.
Discord than you.
Oh, fully. We were talking earlier about the irony of the other Discord with all the students in it, and I like have no clue about how Discord works.
Nathan is
Yep.
like the antithesis of a Discord mod, yet he somehow is a Discord mod.
Yeah. Sometimes it just be like that, you know?
Sometimes life has a funny way of working out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I need that thing-o. I need that thing-o. Ah! I killed myself for the thing. God damn it. Oh, that's right. I got a reliving thing. That's right.
Ooh.
I forgot I bought that. Oh, hang on. We gotta stretch. Do your stretches.
Stretch!
Oh. Oh, man. Man, I love stretches. Alright.
It's a very good way to wake up in the morning.
It really is. Honestly, I really underestimated how... I can't save right now, Snake. I cannot save right now. Don't put that on me. I can't do that right now. Jerk. It's okay. He's one of my moderators. I can call him a jerk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, jerk.
Joik.
I don't know if I'm allowed to call him a jerk, but
No,
I don't know.
it's okay.
Jerk.
Snake's a cool dude. Again, he's an engineer, so like, he gets it, you know?
Yeah.
It's the code of engineers, after all. Why is everything getting sucked upward? What?
Just do better.
I'm trying, okay? I'm working on it.
I had higher expectations.
Look, I understand having high expectations gets you very far in life. That's what I try to do with stream, honestly, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, you know what they say, expectations are premeditated resentment.
Exactly. And you know what? I do this every fucking week. I've been doing this every fucking week for 3 years.
That's impressive.
That is a true fact. June 30th is the third anniversary of regular streaming. I begin year 4.
Oh.
Aww.
It's kind of exciting.
It's so fun. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's definitely like wild to reflect on where I was when I started versus where I am in life now. And it's very obviously for the better, but like, you know, it's just like I just started doing this because like it felt like it was the right thing to do in the midst of like all the uncertainty in the world.
The whale.
The world. It's good. It's been really good to me, honestly. It's gotten me really, like, it's reminded me how to be comfortable in front of a microphone and just getting clear thoughts out. You know, like, remembering that I can pause, take a deep breath, leave, like, a pregnant pause there and not have the world end, you know? Like,
This is true.
You do not have to fill every single second with sound.
Yeah. Tea.
Preach. Is that what you just said, Kaylee?
I said tea, but same thing.
Oh, I said preach.
Corona.
Vibes are there.
Ooh.
Ooh, cursed item. That's kind of fun, though. I've never done a cursed item before. It'll be interesting to try it.
You guys, I think I'm a focused ion beam wizard.
A focused ion beam wizard? Why?
Yeah. Because I have the prettiest pictures of my samples, and they're beautiful.
So you're a fib wizard.
Yeah.
So... But fibbing is kind of like, you know, a sin.
Is it? Oh well.
Thou shalt not lie. Remember?
Yeah, but if it's a fib, it's not a lie.
I think fibs are lies. Because they fall under the lie
disagree.
category.
I don't know. Why would there be a separate word?
A small lie versus a big lie is still a lie.
True.
It's so stupid. I had someone try to like argue that to me one time when I was like 13, and I'm like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
And so naturally, I felt like the natural course of action was to punk my friends and do that bit.
Hey, everyone becomes the villain eventually.
Yeah, it's true. You either die young or live long enough to see yourself become like canceled on Twitter. Look, we speak truth
Really?
here, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Grow a thicker skin, snowflake. Sorry,
This is
I have
little-
I have a skin condition which makes my skin like 3 times as thick, actually.
Oh.
It's something I'm really like conscious of. So yeah,
What is
I
it,
have a thick skin.
psoriasis?
I don't actually have that.
I do.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I guess I have the real thick skin then.
You do.
Oh,
Uno reverse.
I got Uno reversed on my own fucking stream, and I died 1 second before 13:37. This
Yep.
blows.
we
dang
have
it.
we have like a camp of high schoolers here for the week,
Yeah.
and I was doing like a little coding lesson, and we were talking about like logic, like greater than, less than, like that kind of stuff in coding.
Yeah.
And we got to like not statements, and I was like, it's this is like the Uno reverse. Whatever's inside, it just does the opposite.
That's
Yeah.
a great way of putting a not statement. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Actually.
I thought so too. It was not received very well.
Well,
That's
they're
dumb.
They were not impressed.
They're stupid. They're kids. Kids are dumb. What do they know? Nothing. They know nothing.
Isn't that the whole point of being in a class anyway?
Oh, don't
'Cause you
power
don't
ups.
know
Oops.
anything?
I did forget. Ratchet.
But that's true.
Yeah, like the whole part of class is like go there and be like learn shit. Oh, I should
Yeah.
have done that. Oops. So yeah, you're
Kaylee, we were
supposed to
also
be dumb.
telling them to check out your TikTok.
Yes.
I what?
We were also telling them to check out your TikTok.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
It's not every day that you can say like, yeah, that viral nuclear TikToker, she was on my stream.
Hmm.
But now I
That's
can't.
yeah, that's me.
That's
I hit 96K today.
hell yeah. This is an epic collab. I'm at 332 followers, so
Okay.
I've cultivated that without doing without selling out. No, I
I
just.
didn't
Becoming a
sell
corporate
out.
show.
No, I know you didn't sell out. Gold Fever! Thank you, Ratchet. No, I know you didn't sell it. I just mean I have done this as a hobby and have not made it like my primary, only thing that I do on the internet, you know?
I got you.
Whereas
I got you.
some Twitch streamers, all they do is anything they do when they're not doing other things is Twitch. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I've managed to get this much just by being me and playing games that are not viral popular, you know? That's the big one. Because,
Are
you can
these
play...
not popular games?
Well, there are some games that, if you main one game, then, naturally you'll build a community based around, fans of that game. So if, I were, say, a League of Legends streamer, for example, and all I streamed was League of Legends, I would likely get fans who are also fans of League of Legends. And then, after a while, they might sort of join up or, spread the good word of, hey, this guy streams League of Legends and he's kind of cool. And then, you could get that. With variety streaming, it's a lot harder because you're constantly playing different games which have different fans, and fans of one game might not be fans of another, for example. So that was tricky because I like playing a lot of different games, and I use stream to sort of just play through things that I want to play through at the expense of discoverability as opposed, or at expense of community growth through repeated viewership, so to speak. You know, and that's how it goes. Free passive, thank you. So it's I like what I do. I don't anticipate popping off too much because ultimately it's got to be appealing to people. I have to be the thing that appeals to people, not the game, if that makes sense.
It's all about you. We get it.
Yeah, it is all about me. I am the protagonist of my fucking stream.
You need to stop calling yourself the protagonist.
Okay,
Zoomers don't. That doesn't appeal to Gen Z.
You're right.
You're the main character.
I am the main character. I have
There you go. There you go.
I have a very verbose language in the sense that sometimes I just pick my words and they tend to be very big words, long words, and you know, I don't know why I pick them. It just sort of happens that way.
You're just too smart for us all.
I just say all the
get
big
it.
words.
I get it.
That's all
Dude,
I am.
I feel like video games induce anxiety. I finished my PowerPoint and now I'm just watching this and I'm like, dude.
It's because you don't know my power. It's anxiety inducing because I give Twitch some control, and like, thankfully the chat tonight has been very, very kind to me, but they could like just destroy my run if they wanted to. I live in a constant state of like nukes pointed towards me. Like the Cuban Missile Crisis is on stream right now, you know?
The voltage missile crisis.
Yeah, the voltage missile crisis.
No, Kaylee, I get what you're saying.
Oh,
there are
not
like,
pile assault. That nearly killed me one time. It nearly killed me this time. So yeah, admittedly, streaming can be like hard. I'm like having things to just talk about for 3 hours. You know, usually now I'm sort of bringing my average down to like 2.5, probably just because like that way I can get more sleep and like stream more, make good content, you know? It's hard.
Sleep is important.
It's not as easy as like some people think it is, where like they just say like, oh, I'm gonna pick up streaming, and then they fizzle out like 2 months into it. And I think it really helped that like the first year of my streaming was done when I was living by myself and like out of school, so I didn't have anything better to do with my nights, because it was like 2020.
Yeah.
So it's been like nice. I have to admit, like, I've managed to make it work with my schedule, which I'm very pleased about.
yeah, it's very impressive. I think like both of you guys, like the commitment to the platforms is like, I don't know. I don't have anything like that in my life. Which, you know, journals, whatever.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
No,
but it just is impressive to like have something like that. Like, oh, you know, my friend, they're out there doing that.
Yeah.
It's a really cool thing.
It's like a cool thing, but it's a double-edged sword. Like all the time, literally, especially the last like 2 weeks when I've been a stressed nightmare nut job. Like I am like, dude, I should not. Like I am addicted to this app. I need to delete this and get off of this freaking application. And I feel like I can't. I feel like I'm like stuck on it because I just like I have followers, I have content, I'm doing stuff for the community. I gotta make the talks.
Yeah.
The talks.
But like you can't make the talks if you gotta do the PhD first. That's gotta be the priority.
Nah, you can't do the
hard.
talks if you don't do the PhD.
Yeah.
Nah, whatever you say, talks.
It's a tough time.
No, I agree 100%. Like, there was a period last, or I guess it was in 2021 now, but like, where I literally had to say like, hi, no, it was 2022. It was January. Like, I had my qual, and then I immediately got into like a super busy semester where I was learning like C++ and had like my non-pro class and an electrical engineering class all in one semester. And I was just like dying, dude. I was so bad, but I was like, I gotta stream because like I want to stream to the folks at home, you know. I want to
like,
do what I can.
You have to obligate an obligation.
Yeah.
You know, it's
The horrors of content creation. Like even now, I have a video that I'm working on, and it's really long, and like I wanted it to get it out in June, but that's not happening. So now I'm saying like I'm gonna get it out before I turn 25. That's like my goal at this point, so that I can have one more video where my excuse is my temporal lobe was not fully matured. I'm sorry if you feel like it's bad content.
I really love these little sound effects. They like scratch an itch I didn't know I had in my brain.
I know, right? It's like just satisfying enough. Especially when you hit like a lot of them all at once.
The sound of victory.
Ectoswarm!
Oh my. Guys.
Lots of
Are they
green.
turtles?
I thought that they were bushes, but they're ectoplasm. No. I think I'm probably fucked here.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Ooh, that's a tough question, because, like, partially yes, partially no. I've been to a really haunted spot before. Moon River Brewery in Savannah. My mom's cousin used to be married to the owner.
Oh.
So I got to go up to, like, the top floor where they say it's the most haunted. It felt weird, but, like, I didn't, like, feel as though, like, there were ghosts, you know? Definitely felt weird, though.
I did a seance once where we, like, called on the spirit and she, like, scratched my back.
That's cool.
What happened with it?
Nothing really came out of it. She, like, I don't think she was particularly, like, angry. But she did, like, she left a visible scratch on my back.
Really?
That, like, I couldn't explain. But also, I am anemic, so, like, scratches do just kind of appear sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
No, it was the ghost. It was the ghost.
yeah, we'll say it was the ghost.
It was the ghost. I'm going to a different place, by the way. I'm going to the library. You know.
But other than that, I haven't really had, like, an experience with the ghost. Like, we went to, I stayed in, like, a haunted hotel once. Or, like, the whole hotel wasn't really haunted, but on, like, the 10th floor or something, they used to have a ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
And what they told us is that, so there was, like, the ballroom, and then, like, up one of the staircases in the back, there was, like, not a bridal suite, but, like, or marital, I guess bridal suite is the word. I don't know. It's where, like, married couples would go.
Yeah, bridal suite.
Like, afterwards. Like, they would stay there if they had their wedding, if they had, like, their reception in the hotel.
Yeah.
And they said that there was, like, a long time ago, so, like, a bit of a trigger warning, someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
They said a long time ago, there was this couple, they had their reception in the hotel, and, somewhere around midnight, they're like, okay, where did the bride go? She just, like, disappeared. And then they found her dead upstairs in the, like, bridal suite.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So they, right? And so, like, they had no idea why, no whatever, and then they, like, tried to host other events there, like, throughout the next couple decades or whatever. And people would always get, like, weirded out. Something strange would always happen. People would always go missing. They said no one else ever died. But, like, they would get, like, weird, like, there was weird juju in the place.
Yeah.
So they, like, closed down the ballroom.
The
And they, like, they, like, shut the bridal suite. And so no one was allowed to, like, be there. Of course, we were in, like, high school or whatever, so we, like, broke in. Because the second you tell high schoolers not to do something, where they're gonna
like
go.
the thing of, like, hey, don't do this. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. But there was, like, no weird vibes there. I don't know.
Huh.
So
maybe...
I guess it's an anticlimactic story.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, it's still an interesting place. Like, all things considered, a place's history. Like, it's cool to hear about it. Even if, like, it ended up being a complete anticlimax, horrible story.
It's like just this hotel in the middle of Dallas, Texas. Like, right in the downtown. There's, like, nothing strange about the rest of it. Actually, that's not true. The mirrors in the hotel, one of the first things I noticed is that they're, like, traditional mirrors, where it's, like, paint of silver and then glass over it.
Yeah.
Like, instead of, like, the mirrors that we use today.
Reflective. Yeah, what are mirrors made out of today? Glass?
I could not tell you. I know how to, like, tell an old mirror. Like, I mean, like, the way I just described it. So, like, I'm looking at the mirror now.
Too. Like, what is a mirror made out of? Like, that's not a dumb question, right, chat?
No.
I don't know.
They're all like, yes.
Yes, it's no. Of course, it's made out of glass.
Wait,
know,
are yours actually made out of glass, or are they not just, like, polished metals?
I don't know.
Well, so they used to be, like, layer of glass, layer of metal to prevent the glass from oxidizing.
Yeah.
And, like, rusting and stuff. But, like, now I have no idea.
Mirrors are complicated. Who needs them? Not me.
I just went on a whole journey to find my little crochet stuff, but it has been acquired.
Hell yeah.
Cute.
Crochet.
What's your gig?
My gig? I think it's no, this is definitely a blank So I do this thing where I'll like start a project and then forget about it.
Ah, yes.
Like a year goes by and I'm like, oh yeah, I was working on that. That's what's happening. I think this is a blanket.
You're not so sure though. You're really drawing a blank hit.
You're terrible. But yeah, back to the ghost stories. I want to like ghosts. That's where it's at.
Ghosts.
That's like the real entertainment.
Ghosts. Have you have you had a paranormal experience?
No. So a couple weeks ago, I went to. This is a wild story. I went to a medium, in Salem, Massachusetts. Okay.
Oh
so,
yeah. You actually went to a medium, like a palm reader medium?
No, like a real medium.
Like a real medium.
Like didn't read my palms. Like sat down and
And did the thing, like.
All right, sorry, look squirrel.
You're
No,
good.
so I went to Salem with one of my friends who came up to visit, and he was like, I want to go see a psychic. Like, we're going to Salem, we're going to see a psychic. And I was like, okay, I'm down.
Sure,
So
why not?
he found like whatever place online and was like, yeah, we're going to go here. And I was like, okay, cool. And we're bopping around Salem, and we walk into this cute, witchy little store.
Yeah.
And in the witchy little store, I'm, chit-chatting with the lady who, like, owns it. And she's like, yeah, I've lived here for 30 years. I've owned the store for 20 years, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, so, like, you must know who the real psychics are.
Yeah.
And she was like, yes. She said, I believe there are a few people on this earth who have that gift. It is definitely not every cheesy psychic place in this little tiny city. So she gave me the name of a psychic that was like outside of the touristy area of Salem. And she said, this lady and her son, they work this shop and they're legit. Like, they know.
They know.
So she was like, I don't know if they'll have any appointments available. They're normally always booked up, but you can call and ask. So we called and there was no answer. So we decided to just walk there.
Okay.
We walked there and surprise, her son had 2 cancellations like at the time that we showed up.
Oh, shit.
So, I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And psychic reading, he says that for mine, he said a lot of creepy stuff that, like, he would not have known. That definitely shook me, but the wildest thing. So I went to, afterwards, when my friend was getting his reading, I walked outside and I was just hanging out and I called my mom and I was like, dude, this is so freaky. Like, I know you're going to kill me, but I'm at this psychic in Salem. And she was like, Haley, I'm going to fucking kill you. And she goes on this whole thing. And she was like, how did you do that? And my mom's an anxious mess, right? But this is more because a psychic told her, she used to go to psychics like all the time because she was into the witchy woo-woo shit when she lived in Massachusetts. Because my family is all from the area, like the northeastern area kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Massachusetts area. And so anyway, she's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And the story is that she went to a psychic when she was, I don't remember how old. I was just a baby, like whatever. And the psychic told her first, she said, your mom. She said something about your mom, something's wrong with her stomach. Get it checked out. Like, seriously, scary wrong. Get it checked. And my grandmother ended up having, like, diverticulitis,
Oh, shit.
which is, like, kind of scary, but not, like, terrifying, So she had a small piece of her intestine removed, and she was okay. Mm-hmm. And my mom thought that was, like, what the psychic was talking about. And she was like, okay, like, situation resolved, whatever. And then 2 years later, she was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Really?
Wow.
And she passed away.
Wow.
So, like, just And my mom's like, there are some things in this world you just don't want to know, and blah, blah, blah. So she's going on this whole thing. And she was also telling me, this same lady who said that stuff about her mom also predicted, you know, my mom and her friends like walked in or whatever, and they were doing whatever reading, and the lady goes, you're pregnant. You have a boy. Your mother-in-law, like, who is passed on, is saying you've got a boy, like, in your stomach. And my mom said, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, I have two babies at home. One is 2 years old, one is 1 year old. There's no way I'm having another kid. And then 2 weeks later on Halloween night, she found out she was pregnant with my brother.
Surprise!
Heyo.
Okay, so freaky, and she's like, don't go to psychics, whatever. But the craziest part of this whole story is that the psychic that I went to in Salem was the same I went to see the son. The mother is the one who predicted my brother and my grandmother.
Really?
Wow.
Like, I was at the shop and my mom was like, well, where are you? Like, where did you go? And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know, some little shop this lady like recommended. She's from the area. And she's like, wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Is it like outside of the touristy spot? And I was like, yeah, why? And she's like, wait a second. Is it like, send me a picture. Is it like in a house? Not like a building, but like a house? Uh-oh. And I was like, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I sent her a picture and she was like, no fucking way. And she went on this whole thing and she was like, this is insane. It was like so spooky. Blew my mind.
Whoa. That is wild. That is like one of the craziest, like, is it a coincidence or is it something more situations related to that I've ever heard.
Well, and that, like, the thing is, we were gonna go to another psychic.
Yeah.
Like, my friend Charlie had, like, to psychic and, like, planned it all out and was like, we're going to this one. And I said, no, we're gonna trust what the local said. And I said, no, we're actually not gonna go there. So it was just very serendipitous. I was like, this is crazy.
That's wild how that just sort of worked out. That's gnarly. That's really cool, though. Like, that's a great story.
Yeah.
That's
kind of crazy.
That is so wild.
So, one of the first things he said was that I was going to have an ex whose name started with a J reach out to me this month.
Do you have any exes with the J name?
I have 2.
Okay.
And I assumed it was going to be, like, my most recent and, like, traumatic ex. And that was not the case.
Uh-oh.
It was the one that I met in the, like, satellite frat house.
Right.
The pool across the street from the satellite frat house in Oak Ridge.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. And he did, like, 2 weeks, or not even, like, a week ago, texted me. And I was like, bro, what? Hello?
How'd that happen? Where'd you come
like,
from?
Yeah, literally. I'm like, you know the TikTok sound that's like, I think it's either Kim Kardashian or Khloe Kardashian saying, and then, it's Kim Kardashian. She's like, and then I just saw this, like, ratty little dog just, like, appear out of nowhere. Just this ratty little dog. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So true. That's wild. Were there any other predictions that were made that you're willing or able to share on chat or on stream?
I mean, nothing that's, like, come true yet.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, he said career-wise, he said I was gonna have, like, 3 jobs at once.
Uh-oh, you're gonna friggin'...
And it was gonna be very non-traditional.
You're gonna get fucking appointed Secretary of Energy.
Well, he said I was gonna have a job that had something to do with government. And then he said I was also gonna have my own business. And then have a third stream of income that had to do with, like, communications. So and I was like, I don't know. Bro, I'm not making any money off TikTok.
Yeah.
I make peanuts off of TikTok.
True. You could just
I've made
make
like
the last-
$400 in 2 weeks.
Huh, well, I make enough off Twitch to pay my Wi-Fi, so each month.
Wow.
So, maybe I've got the right gig after all.
Maybe.
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 Maybe. I don't know if I can survive. If I can vampire survive, if you know what I'm saying.
Go.
I haven't done like any paranormal shit, only because like, you know, there's certain things you fuck with in this world, like people, places, things, but not
No, you
ghosts.
don't fuck with ghosts.
Not ghosts.
I went on
Well,
a
if you
ghost tour
ever-
that night too, but we didn't see anything super exciting. Oh, I have another story too. There was this one time I was on a ghost tour. It was technically a haunted bar crawl in
Oh,
St.
that's-
Augustine, Florida.
Oh,
right?
in Florida,
we went to
too.
my. Oh yeah, this was for my friend Heather's 21st birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took our boyfriends, the guy I was dating at the time, and her current boyfriend, and we like went on this whole little haunted drunk bar crawl. It was great. We were having a lot of fun, and then we get to this next bar, and we go upstairs. It's this like super old, creepy house thing. So we go upstairs, and I'm like, hey, where's the bathroom? Whatever, I'm just gonna run and go. And you know, the guide from the ghost tour tells me, oh, you can just use the bathroom up here on this floor. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I went to go pee, and it was weird because it was like, you know, when it's like a single person bathroom and there's no stalls, it's just for one person.
Yeah.
It was like one of those, except there was also one stall in there. So it was like weird. But anyway, so
It reminds me of the bathroom in Champaign-Urbana I went to. I opened up the bathroom door in the stall door, and inside, sitting next to the toilet, was just a wooden chair.
Wait, where was this?
This
In
was,
front
I
of the bar?
think, at Fat Sandwich. It was either that or Bangkok Time.
No, that's that sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I walk into this bathroom and I'm like, oh, that's weird. There's like a door and then another door. Whatever. Almost like, you know, in a house. Because
Yeah.
it was like a house they flipped into a bar. You know when there's like a little door that separates the toilet from the sink?
Yeah.
From the what?
From the sink.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was like that. And when I went in, I was like, that's weird, whatever. So I went into the bathroom, you know, then I went into the little toilet area and I locked the toilet door, but I didn't lock the main door. I did my business and went out to like wash my hands and went to open the door and I was locked inside.
What?
And like the door wouldn't open. It was like locked. And I was like, what the hell? And I started to text my friend Heather. And then all of a sudden, like a girl comes in and opens the door and just walks in on me. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know someone was in here. It wasn't locked. And I was like, what? This is weird. And then we sit down and the dude starts to tell the ghost story about how some woman was murdered in the bathroom here by a creepy old man. And she likes to lock other women in that bathroom. And I was like,
Wow.
dude, what?
Dude,
I
what the
am not
fuck?
sober enough for this. Like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, somebody better buy me a fucking shot because this,
What the fuck?
what the hell?
What the
Is
fuck?
creepy.
It sounds like that man owes you a shot to this day.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we gotta figure out which bar that was and like go down and find that person who worked there, even if he doesn't work there anymore. We have to track him down and demand that he gives you a shot. Immediately.
Honestly, I need to demand that the ghost gives me a shot.
The ghost gives you a shot.
Yeah.
Would you-
That's it.
Okay, hypothetical. You're at home, alone, by yourself. It's a lovely Friday evening in October. Rain's coming down, it's cold. You're alone in your house. Suddenly, ooh, you hear something coming out from the closet, and it goes, ooh.
Wait. So it actually says, it's not creepy, it says, whoa!
You know what I mean? Like, it's a ghost. It's a ghost! You're like, what else makes that noise? In a dark closet.
If something came out of a dark closet and said, ooh, I'd be like, dude,
I'm saying it for
smoking?
comedic effect.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, so it's dark, and a woo ghost comes out of the closet, right? Like it's wearing like a sheet or whatever. You know, whatever you consider like the classic 1960s ghost to look like, right? And it says, "Ooh, do you want a shot of Everclear?" Do you take him up on that?
I don't know. I would definitely say yes to tequila.
Do
But
you want a
Everclear?
shot of Cuervo?
Hey, Cuervo is a no-no. We have trauma from Cuervo.
What? Okay. Would you like a shot of insert tequila here?
Yes. Or Grey
just-
Goose. We fuck with Grey Goose.
Grey Goose? What if it's fake Grey Goose and the ghost is like, oh, it's fake because I'm dead and I can't afford it in this economy.
Peter, I dare you to do an entire live talking just like that.
I could if I wanted to. Don't
I would
test
watch
me.
that.
I can do a
There's
lot
watching
of
like a
things.
Nickelodeon Halloween special.
We'll be right back when we open up the candy box. I think this will get really annoying to everyone else who is watching. It's already annoying to me.
I
It's
just think it's
Saturday
funny.
Night Live.
Honestly, I would watch that SNL.
My dream.
I'm just imagining. Oh, okay, I was gonna say I'm just imagining someone new joining your stream and you're talking like that.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Who the hell is this jackass? And why is he talking like my dead uncle who visited me and offered me a shot of Grey Goose? Honestly, like, my middle school dream was to be on SNL, but, you know, obviously that has not come to fruition here whatsoever because I have not pursued the comedy circuit whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend! You know, I nap with these. First time chatter. Oh, I love this.
Wait, did you say Applebee's? What's better, Applebee's or Chili's? Or is it wrong?
Applebee's, because the last time I went to a Chili's, a dude tried to flex on me while I was eating, and like he came right over to our table and stood right behind someone at our table and just like started flexing. It was the weirdest fucking shit of my life. Who flexes at someone at Chili's on a Sunday?
Me.
Well, it wasn't you. Apple pal. Look, all I'll say is that I've only had Chili's once or twice. Yeah, I've been following since your Pokemon Scarlet Violet video made me play the game and I really enjoyed it, and I followed for a while. That's right, I do remember. I remember the follow. I do remember that name. It was very distinct. But like, that's awesome. I'm surprised and very pleased to hear that the Scarlet Violet video managed to reach out to someone and get them to try it out. That's really cool. That's really validating. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad it got you to play it and you really liked it. That's great. And now you fuck with physics. We all fuck with physics too. We do different physics.
Hey!
Maybe, so Nathan, your master's, what is it specifically doing at this point in time? Like, what are you doing for it?
Yeah, so I work with the nuclear fuel cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like two kind of parts to that, right? I get the optimization problem where it's like how do we create a system that like gets all of the parts that we need at the right times and the right amounts, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to look at like the cool physics that happens to the fuel in the reactors. So in my opinion, I get the best of both worlds, where I get to have this like system view of what's going on in the nuclear industry.
Yeah.
But also I still get the same cool physics.
You get to do all the fun stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kaylee, what are you doing specifically?
So I work in the material science space of the nuclear realm. So I'm a PhD student at MIT, and I'm technically in the nuclear engineering department, but my research is focused on studying how radiation impacts materials, specifically their microstructures, and how those microstructures translate to mechanical and structural changes.
Got it. So, like, you're specifically looking at, like, how DPAs and whatnot, like, displacements of atoms?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So you probably use SRIM a lot then, huh?
oh yeah.
Bet you love SRIM.
Good old SRIM.
Looks like it was made for a 1994 computer. It probably was.
Oh, yes. For those of you that don't know, stopping range of ions in matter, SRIM.
SRIM.
And you guessed it, it calculates the stopping range of ions in matter.
Snake does displacements of structural elements. That's cool.
Oh, snazzy.
That's similar. Yeah, I'm an undergrad, so my ass is taking notes. Yeah. Undergrad is full of note-taking. I feel that. But hopefully you're able to, like, actually take some time to review the notes you take, too. Because that was one of the things in undergrad that I really struggled with, was, like, I'd take the notes, but then I'd never actually go back and look at them.
Yeah, me too.
And especially now in grad school, like, now that my notes have to be really good, I've gotten way down the rabbit hole of, like, how do I take effective notes? You know, like, what is the best way I can learn? And, like, that's where my, like, Obsidian notes really, like, shine, because they really help me just, like, synthesize and generate information. It rules.
Okay, so real talk, the best practice is to do stupid shit, like make TikToks about the stuff you're learning, and
So
you're
true.
like forced to teach it in a simple way, even if you don't post them and don't make them public. Like, I've totally done that before. Also, if you guys aren't in the tablet note-taking world, you should be. 12 out of 10 would recommend. My entire life is in OneNote, and it's the best thing I ever did.
And why OneNote? Why is it the best thing you've ever done?
Oh, I mean, the application itself doesn't matter, but having one application where from my phone, from my laptop, from my iPad, I can access all of my notes, like the cloud.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have.
Oh, go for it, Nick.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, I also use an iPad for note taking, and I don't remember the name of the app I use, but you can like search through your handwritten text, which is so nice.
That's good.
It's so good.
That's good shit.
So good. And my handwriting's not that good, but it still works.
I like Obsidian because it does text files in Markdown, and I can sync it across all my devices. So, like, Markdown text is just inherently easier for me to parse. And, like, I do like the idea of handwriting notes and, like, having those on hand. But more often than not, like, the handwriting is slower than it actually is to, like, type stuff. And while handwriting does ensure that you're, like, learning to some effect, I like being able to come back to my notes as well. And having typed stuff means they're easier to, like, touch up. You know what I mean? And that's something that I really value in a note-taking system, because oftentimes the first time I take a note, I'm so wrong. Or I gain, like, more understanding of, like, the thing I'm studying after taking, like, more notes on it. So I really like the ability to, like, add or reorganize things and do backlinks. Backlinks is, like, a dream come true when it comes to note-taking, in my opinion. And it's basically where, like, you're referencing one note in another note, and you can connect the two together. I really like that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great.
I was gonna say, didn't you do like a video of your Obsidian garden?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make another
make that
one
up?
too pretty soon, because my 1 year of using that is July 7th. So I would love to, like, say, like, 1 year in, this is how I use my, essentially, I don't want to call it a Zettelkasten because it's not exactly one, but it uses a lot of, like, the note-taking.
What is a Zettelkasten?
It's a German word for slitbox. Basically, the gist of it is, like, there was a guy who published, like, 500 papers in his lifetime using this method, where, essentially, whenever he had an idea, he would capture it, write it on like a little index card, and put it into a slip box. But he would give it an address with like a date or like some sort of like code based on like what the note was in reference to, so that way he could come back to it and then make new ideas based off that. So it was basically just like writing down any and all ideas into a physical space so you could lay them out and trace an argument or an idea chain like in a very physical space, you know?
So that's very serious, important question about this.
Yeah.
Did this guy who invented this have a handlebar mustache and a top hat? Because based on that name, I feel like he has to.
He was German.
So he was legally required.
Zettelkasten literally translates to, like, slit note box.
Let me grab my
oh yeah, I'm going to go. No, but like,
pop.
no, you're good. The Zettelkasten, the original one, is like in 6 filing cabinets, which doesn't seem like a lot, but then you remember that every single note is like the size of an index card, and there's 6 filing cabinets of those.
That's a lot. That's like a lot.
Like,
he needed a monocle to sort through all those filing cabinets.
Real shit. Real talk. And so the idea is, like, the way that I do it is a little similar to that, where, like, if I have an idea, I write it down in my text editor, which is Obsidian, and it's just markdown files, so it's really easy to, like, sync them across, or if I wanted to, like, put them on my website for whatever reason, I could. Like my GitHub website, not my Digital Garden one. And so they just flow really nicely. And the only thing, if I had a magic wand to make it better, it would be to, like, minimize the time it takes to get the note from my head to the file. So, and because I really don't like taking myself out of the moment when I'm taking notes, and, like, unfortunately, just, like, taking a note inherently takes you out of the moment, so it's kind of tricky. But, like, I've only been able to experiment this because I'm in grad school. I could not do this in undergrad, like, in the sense that it's just so much of a learning curve.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, like, I figured out that I didn't want to change my workflow when I'm done with grad school next semester. That's good, though, Snake. Like, you found something that really actually genuinely works for you, and that's good.
Yeah. It took me all of undergrad and the first year of grad school to figure it out for myself.
But, like, having this, too, I don't put, like, personal information about it, like, you know, I don't track, like, how much I slept or, like, how much water I drank, but I could, in theory. I just don't, because it's a little too frictiony,
like
I guess. Yeah, that's a lot. But I really like using it for, like, preparing ideas for talks, for example. Like, I had a panel today that I was a part of for the MTV consortium, and, like, the idea was that I used my space to answer the questions ahead of time with just, like, bullet points that I wanted to use. And then that way I already had it working and developed in my head and outside of my head. So that way, like, I didn't need to reference my notes because I had already answered the question. And if you already know how to answer a question, re-answering the same exact question is not hard. Because your brain's already ready for that. So I use that to just, like, answer my questions. And so that's how I outline all my group meeting notes. That's how I do, like, if I know that I'm gonna have some kinds of questions ahead of time, like exam questions, or, like, outline exam questions, you know what I mean? Not exact exam questions. Like, I can use that to my preparation, basically. And it works really well for me. But maybe that doesn't work.
I did that a lot with interviews. Like, Keely just interviewed me recently for something. And going in, I had, like, a list of questions that I thought could be asked. And I just put, like, these are the, like, very brief bullet points that I want to hit when I'm answering the question.
Yeah. But, like, having that, because that's kind of like a general thing. Like, odds are the answers that you give for that are probably pretty uniform, right? Like, you know, maybe you tailor it to a specific interview field or whatever. But maybe, you know, sometimes it's just like, who are you? What motivates you? You know, like, those kinds of things. And then it's like you can sort of use it as, like, a pseudo journal if you want, and then you can come back to it and be like, oh, this is what I was feeling like it was a year ago, but maybe now it's different and I can update it, you know? Or maybe I keep a record of like that point in that place in time. It's just having everywhere kind of in a space that like I can expel it so I don't have to worry about losing the thought, I guess is the most important thing. Like being able to consistently capture thoughts and make use of them or not make use of them, you know? Like not everything is useful. Some of the jokes I make are just practically unhelpful.
You said that like one of the barriers is like starting the note. I'm guessing you've like templated your like note thing, right?
Yeah, I've made a lot of templates. The hard part, I guess, when I say hard, I mean that I want to capture every idea, and so I need to write it down. The issue is that the time it takes to write things down sometimes, you can lose the thought. Like, that's something.
I feel that.
And, like, I've been in situations, too, where, like, when it's notes on media, because I do take a lot of notes on the media I engage with, you know, like, if I'm watching a TV show, I don't take notes on it while I'm watching. I only take notes on the things I remember after watching, because those are going to be the ones that are most impactful to me, you know?
Yeah.
Which, like, is kind of good and bad, because then you miss... If something's more subtle, maybe you don't remember it, or something of that nature. But, like, you know, that's the system I have right now. And if I could take notes where I didn't have to step out of my mental space of, like, engaging with the media as I'm engaging with it in order to take a note, I would. But unfortunately, I have to step out of the space of, like, I am engaging with this to real life to write down a thought, which just takes me out of the moment, you know? And I like being in the moment, to feel it in its full entirety, so that way I can take the best note.
I think that's interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, dude, all good. Have you ever tried just like having a little camcorder, or not camcorder? What's the word?
The
little
voice
vocal thing.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
The problem is with that, if I want to return to that thought, I need to listen to the whole thing. There's not like a section I can just jump to. It's sort of like, unless I have an automatic sort of text, voice to text thing, which like I could do, that would be interesting, but like at the same time, it's hard to figure out how that system would work immediately and efficiently.
Yeah.
Especially if I have an idea that I haven't returned to process in more detail. Whereas with text, like, a lot of times I can kind of consider, like, oh, this is where I was when I wrote this, so this is probably what I meant. If I want to return to the audio note, then I have to, like, pause everything and listen until I find that, wait, this is what I meant. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That is something I definitely have thought about, though. Like, it's a really good, like, have you considered this? And the answer is yes, and this is my qualm.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's good to hear the qualms, because, like, I just think about, I used to be in bands, I think about, like, when judges would listen to, like, performances and stuff, they always had their little, like, recorders.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a different purpose than taking notes and stuff.
Yeah.
Or not taking notes, but, like, it's different.
Yeah, like, capturing the ideas. And it is different, I think, because, like, you can record the whole audio section, and then you can return to, like, try to find the parts of the song that, like, oh, this is what I wanted to write about, you know? So, there is that. Returning to it with an objective too.
I just feel like that takes up too much brain space. Like, I do not have the capacity. When I turn to media, like, I very much agree with the sentiment, because I think doom scrolling is super toxic and bad for you, and, like, it makes me feel personally just antsy and uncomfortable and whatever when you get stuck in that mindset.
Yes.
And you totally do just like brain dump all the information. It's just going like in one ear and out the other. And that's so bad for your attention span, for your dopamine tolerance, and like all of that stuff in your brain. It's just not good.
Yeah.
But when I am doom scrolling, most of the time it's because my brain is so exhausted that I don't want to process anything.
And that's also true. Like, that's the thing about my system, though. I don't put everything I engage with into it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I just don't put random YouTube videos into it. Videos that, like, I actually like or think are worth, like, discussing, I put into there, and then, like, develop my thoughts in there so that way I can have, like, conversational pieces. Works really well for stream, too, as a result.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, there is some friction, because, like, if there were no friction, we would just slide forever. Like, humanity would not exist without friction.
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, you know, it's
Well,
the
yeah,
same with
it's
my
like,
note-taking.
What is it? Buddhism? Like, you have to find pain. You have to find the joy in suffering.
Yeah.
Like, suffering is.
Yeah.
Like, without happiness, there is no. I forget. You know what I'm trying to say?
I kind of
There's
get what
like
you're
a
trying
quote
to say.
in there.
Without
like-
You get the
suffering, there
idea.
is no, like, joy. Yeah, I get
It's
what
like
you
a
mean.
Siddhartha Gautama. I'm totally fucking up that name. I'm so sorry to everyone who just heard me butcher that.
You're good. You're good.
Especially if anybody is Buddhist in here. I like totally subscribe to the Buddhist belief system though. I think they got it right. You know, I was raised Catholic, but I think the Buddhists got it right.
They had a pretty, like, solid mindset here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do, oh fuck, I didn't mean, oh, okay, hang on. I want to get, I need to rebuy a couple things, but, like,
You're doing great.
but I think
Spend
we're
those coins.
yeah, we're gonna make this next run probably the last one,
That's a good call.
because it is getting a little late, and this is a fun, sad fact. I have had stream dreams before where I stream so late that, like, I go to bed immediately after streaming and think that I'm still streaming in my dream.
Oh.
That's like pause for. You should journal about that. You should like write that down in your little note taking.
I have. I know the situations that get me into that, and the situation basically is, like, the moment I start feeling tired on stream, I have to stop. Like, otherwise, I will have a dream about how I'm playing a game and, like, oh, can you read for this character? I'm too tired to read for this character. And it's genuinely, like, something that has happened many times. It happened one time when I took melatonin. I dreamt that I was streaming, and then I woke up from it because I had to go to the bathroom. And then I went back to sleep, and I was like, hey guys, I'm back. I'm back from the bathroom, what'd I miss? So that was, you know, we mitigate those. But, like, you know, when I lived alone, I had that dream where, like, I was still streaming, and, like, somehow, like, I had streamed that I was going to bed, and that I was gonna get banned from Twitch because, like, you know, what I was sleeping in, you know? And I was like, oh no, they're all gonna see me asleep, that's not good. Side note, I don't anticipate ever streaming going to sleep ever. There's some crazy people who stream themselves sleeping. I cannot do that.
Weird.
I talk in my sleep.
Creepy. You talk
This is
in your sleep?
tangentially related. I had a man say that I had to record myself before we would, like, do whatever to
Yeah.
make sure that I didn't snore.
I love that. That's incredible.
I was like,
Wow.
sir, this is not how this is gonna work.
I want to hear the sounds of you sleeping. You know, so you like, I know if you snore or not. You know, like,
Yeah, we're snoring, duh.
Like-
obviously.
like
Yeah.
what? Do you think it was for anything else? No.
No, not me.
Not me.
I
I'm
would never.
an innocent little guy. You know, like, I'm a good dude. You can trust me. Yeah, I talk in my sleep. Aaron told me about the one time where, like, I told this on stream one time. I'll do it again because it's a funny little bit. Essentially, I was, like, going in my sleep, right? You know, and something wasn't right. And so Aaron, who was awake, rolled over and said everything. And she asked me, "You okay, buddy?" And I go, "Not often." And then I roll over. I don't remember any of this. Like, that was just what happened where I talked in my sleep.
Wow.
Apparently, at ANS Annual, I was rooming with John Mobley, and John said I spoke in my sleep.
That's weird.
He said, apparently I said, "Hey man, you going to the thing?" And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." Apparently that's what I said, or something to that effect of, like, It's 3 a.m. What are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
You guys, sleep is such a weird little thing.
Sleep is such a concept. Like, why do we
You guys
need
have to
sleep?
lucid dream.
We put our computers to sleep even. What's up with that?
They gotta rest too.
See, everyone's saying like computers are trying to say like I am human, I am not a computer. Well, I put my computer to sleep too. Computers are more like humans than we think.
Wait, do you guys think artificial intelligence is gonna take over the world?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
You guys
in more
use it?
places than people realize it is.
It's just like
Yes.
when all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. Like there are certain things you don't need AI for, especially when it comes to like the execution of tasks that are lethal. Like, ugh, it just rubs me the wrong way. I also, again, as a voice actor and friends who are voice actors whose livelihoods depend on machines not taking their jobs, AI voice is like horrifying on many different levels.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it at all. I think generative AI can be a useful tool for a lot of things, but there are just as many things it should not be a tool used for. Because, like, there are some facets of, like, art, for example, that, like, the whole point is to challenge us and to engage us, and to an extent AI does that, but it doesn't do it in a way that's, like, ultimately meaningful because it's like a photocopy. It's like a fancier photocopy.
Yeah.
I lost my stitch marker.
AI can't fucking knit
You right? You right?
until it can, and then, like, automatic sewing machines, it doesn't get, like, and that's the other thing, too, the authenticity of it. When I say authenticity, I guess I just mean, like, the human element of it. Because I really value that. Like, there are jackets, like Air Force jackets that were made in a certain way because the machines couldn't handle the needle. The needle couldn't penetrate, like, the thickness of the fabric that was used, so the needle wobbled, and so as a result, you have these, like, World War II bomber jackets that are, like, have this very specific needle point because of the sewing machines, and now it's like, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have that, like, character aspect, that flaw that makes it unique and distinct. It's like...
Did I ever tell you about the one time that I got into sewing because I moved to Florida halfway through my freshman year of high school, and my school had all these little academies, and there was a fashion academy, and my guidance counselor thought I would make more friends in fashion as opposed to engineering.
Really?
So she put me in fashion, which honestly, she's a sweetheart. Her heart was in the right place.
Right.
But
Yeah.
then I got really into sewing because I have a squirrel brain and pick up hobbies for like a month at a time and then drop them.
Right.
And I still have said sewing machine. I was really into sewing, and I was like making my own clothes and like being cool and trendy. And then I sewed literally through my finger. The needle went through my fingertip, through my fingernail.
What?
Wow. What kind of needle were you using?
I don't know. It was a needle for a sewing machine. That's all I got.
Homie, what?
It was a whole thing.
That's horrifying. Piercing.
I probably
I
still
hate
have
nail
pictures
trauma.
somewhere.
I hate nail trauma. Like,
I'm gonna send you a picture.
no. No. Like, there's movies where, like, people's fingernails and toenails just, like, come off. I hate that shit. That's the
Ew.
worst.
Gross. But we really just breezed by the fact that you talk in your sleep and Erin, like, tolerates it.
Yeah.
Props to her. Like, props to her.
It's because I'm funny.
Shout out. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm just, like, really funny. Like, it's fun fact, I sleep talk so much, I've actually been found sleepwalking out to comedy clubs and doing full routines. I don't remember any of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't remember any of it, but
that
apparently
one.
it's happened. There's photos, I think. I think I might be, like, America's next, like, funniest comedian of all time.
Yeah, because that's the title.
Yep, it is.
I didn't know they were still giving that out.
You know, the last person they gave it out to was, like, But, you know, I mean, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah. It was aspirational.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
They
Funniest,
really refocused on true talent.
funniest gamer of all time. Good one. That's a good bit. I'll use that in my next sleepwalk stand-up routine. But
Right in the bio.
Content gold. Content gold.
No, Aaron has a whole document of things I've just said in my sleep.
That's, I would, if I was with a dude and he was talking in his sleep, I'd be like, you're possessed by a demon. Get out. Like,
Yeah.
this, I can't do this. Weird, creepy, leave me alone.
At least
Got a blast.
At least one, I don't have night terrors, and
That's
two,
good.
and two, I don't snore.
That is very
Yeah.
good.
Like, okay, here's the thing about sleep talking in your sleep. It happens once for like 3 seconds, and then it's done the rest of the night.
Weird.
That is my one, like, cope of, it's not that bad, guys, I promise. You know, like, you do it once, and then, like, sometimes you just don't wake up for any of the other ones, and it's fine. So there's my, like, I promise it's not so bad.
You're not giving full dissertations.
Yeah, in this video, I will be... Have you all seen... Okay, there's a video that is one of my favorite examples of, like, SciComm in that it explains something incredibly complicated to an uneducated audience, or, like, a vaguely familiar audience. My favorite video of all time for this is Watch for Rolling Rocks in Half an A-Press Commentated from Super Mario 64 by Panenkoic 2012. You should watch it. Like, every SciComm person should watch it. Because the guy makes this video game science concept, basically like how the video game functions and how they abuse it for speedruns, like actually interesting in such a way where he like explains it all, where you come away feeling like, wow, I actually know something, or I learned something. It's one of the best examples for it, and I think a lot of SciComm people should like watch it just for like, huh, you can do this technical discussion and it doesn't have to be like unapproachable, you know? Any SciComm people out there, go watch that video. You won't regret it. It's quite fun, very quotable. That's my
You have to remember the... Do you remember the person who posted it?
Panenkoic. It's PANNENKOEK 2012. It's got like a couple million views.
And this one's like 5 minutes?
No, it's like 25 minutes.
Oh.
Too long for my squirrel brain.
It's worth watching once. He begins his video. In this video, I'll be explaining how to get the Watch for Rolling Rocks star using 0.5 A-presses, or something like that. But first, we need to explain what an A-press is, because every time an A-press is an A-press. You can't say it's only half. Well, TJ Henry Yoshi, you might think again. Like, it's one of those videos. Yeah, it is. It's parallel universes and half A-presses and QPU speed. It's like the most ridiculous shit, but you like, it's fundamentally really easy to understand in the way that he presents it. And it's like my favorite video for this. It's like, I love it. And it's listenable, which is really, really important too. Like, when it comes to SciComm videos, unless there's an explicit visual, I love videos that are explicitly listenable, such that like I can put them on while I'm running or at the gym or working, and I don't need to look at the screen to get the full experience.
Yeah.
That's actually
I'm
nice.
a very auditory person.
Like, that is my ethos on creating videos, is that if you can hear it, half the battle is already done. Like, otherwise, the visuals can be mediocre as long as the audio is excellent, you know? Within reason, obviously. Like, obviously, you want to have the best looking and sounding video, but if you can only pick one, you pick the best sounding video. That's kind of where I go with this. So, with that said, please watch that video because that video has like really useful visuals.
Noted.
Yeah, that's my
I'm
one like.
probably gonna forget, but yeah, watch the video.
I'll text it to you every day until you watch it.
Kaylee, I think I put it
Okay.
in the chat. I might have the wrong video, but this looks like it, and there's like almost 5 million views.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still like, we'll see. I'm not watching it tonight.
Yeah, no worries. Like whenever you have time, because again, it's a very like specific topic, so I don't anticipate like it having mass appeal. But for like something that's just fundamentally like, what is this? I've never seen this in my life. It's actually really well put together, in my opinion. Anyway, that's my soapbox. Go watch a thing for the stream. But yeah, it's very quotable. I really enjoy it. Do y'all have any like YouTube videos that you absolutely like love, adore, or quote, or something of that nature that you think people should watch?
Have you heard of Jenna Marble's land shark video?
Yes,
That's all I got.
love
I
that
haven't
one.
been on YouTube since like 2012.
Yes. Look, 3 looks
I
is
can't
still
say I've heard
quoted
of
in
that.
my household.
I got 3 looks.
3 looks,
That's
3 looks. And that's it! Hi, I'm Jenna, the 12-year-old boy. And no, I did not wake up like this. Hi, I'm Jenna, the hooker. And no, I did not wake up like this.
I have to check that out.
That one's really good. Land shark.
See,
3
my
looks.
family, my family regularly quotes, "What do you get when you put a land shark with a land shark?" Jesus. From that video, it's just that one line. I don't know why, but it's like a thing in my house.
It's goated. I got one more revive. Let's go. All right, make it count, I suppose. Jesus Christmas. Where the fuck is my chicken when I need it? All right, well, I'm
Oh my
dead
god,
now.
you guys! I bought a rotisserie chicken last week, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Go dang
That's a
best
program
thing I ever
word.
done did. Oh my gosh, we got
Mark rotisserie chicken.
we got
Sorry, what?
Mortaccio. He's a skeleton.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to use it
Ooh.
next time. But that is gonna wrap it up here because it is getting late, and I've been going for a whole 3.5 hours, which is great.
Wow.
So we're gonna wrap it up
Yay.
here. Let's see if there's anyone to raid tonight. Send you all to go watch them. I'm confident there is. Let's
Let's find out.
find out.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Alright, so I don't see anyone that I know streaming, and I only like to raid mutuals at this point in time, just because, like, I've had, like, sent people someplace one time, and then it turned out they weren't such a great person, so we're just gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to you both for joining me tonight. I hope you had fun.
Thanks. I
Of
had a
course.
great time.
Yeah,
That's
this
just
is a
like-
blast.
This is just what stream is half the time. Sometimes I play, like, the longer form games with, like, an actual narrative and plot, so, like, I can actually feel like I'm accomplishing something rather than just, like, running around a stressful battlefield or whatever. But, like, let me know if you ever want to do this again. I'd be happy to host the nuclear folks, and, like, I've been called out that this is essentially just a podcast, so, yeah, kinda is, but
I'm here for it.
hell
I
yeah.
like being able to say whatever the heck pops into my little brain.
That's what streaming's all about. It rules.
Heck yeah.
And with that, we are going to wrap it up here. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you Thursday for some Okami. Hopefully we're going to finish that up. Should be pretty good. Until then, bye-bye.
Adios, amigos.
Yeah.